And then you'll get the flares, the spirits, or whatever that will just cater to the economy.
Yeah,
no, that's kind of the feeling that I get.
I mean, they're definitely trying to pull a dollar on literally everything. I think my parents flew to I think in Nova Scotia. It was a couple of months ago, and it was just fun. It was just funny to me. It's just something stupid. It's just you know how normally they give you headphones. Yes. So now they charge you like 10, 15 bucks
they've been doing
per headphone.
Oh yeah,
I was just like, since when did that start happening?
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's just it's absolutely ridiculous. I think the penny pinching that's happening on in some of these airline companies. Yeah. I remember back in the day when you see pictures from like early flights where like you had so much room,
those
a
days
full
are over,
legitimate meal.
Those days are
like,
over.
Come on.
But I still got to shout out WestJet.
Where
I got to shout out WestJet, even though they were delayed. They delayed me 4 hours on the way back. They have the best internet that is Starlink. They're calling it TELUS to Canadian. I respect that. But
I haven't been WestJet in a while, but
the best internet out there.
Air Canada, not there. No. Delta, not there. No. American Airlines, not there.
Well, Delta's supposed to be the top dog.
Yeah.
In terms of premium, I don't know. But you see what time it is?
Oh.
They owe us a minute and a half.
Okay.
They owe us a minute and a half. All right, guys. It is time to send you over to the big kahunas, the big boys, Neil and Sean, who are over there. It'll be Obi and I back again tomorrow, same bat time, same bat channel. I'll see everybody at the big desk momentarily.
Welcome back, everybody, and enjoy the conversation, and great job with the news there. But, I mean,
so far, so
everyone complaining about, like, airline quality. Like, there's an airline.
I just take the PJ.
I'm just saying, there's an airline in the West Indies called Liat. And so I don't want to hear anything if you've never flown Liat. They're just built differently. And, look, at the end of the day, they show up when they want to. The gate opens when they feel like it. Well, I'm straight. Sharif's like Sharif is chuckling about it. I remember one time it was like we got there, like you're regular, you're supposed to get X amount of time before, like let's just say the gate was supposed to open at like 8 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. 7:30 rolls around, 7:45, 8 o'clock. We've been there. We're early. It's like 8:15.
Did it say on the ticket
8:20
time? Or?
Like they didn't care.
Dang,
no, and it's just Liat, straight up. Okay. No, but that being said, there was a thing here with WestJet, which is a discount. Maybe discount's the wrong word. I don't know if we'll say that, but
yeah, it's probably right.
Where they had changed the seating on some of their flights, so it was so cramped that people were just, you could look it up. Like people were sending in pictures, like an average person was going in there. You literally couldn't even move. It was so constrained. Tight. But at the end of the day, it's just a tough business. And it's a business which consistently has had trouble, constant bailouts and losing money. And they go in these cycles where they're tradable and good to being absolutely terrible. So, I mean, good on UAL for having some profits. Don't like what we saw today with them. But technically, that one's still going to be to the upside. You can't love... Yeah, it's actually still green today, so good for them. That being said, what happened in the overall market in crypto was a little bit intense. I know you guys probably covered a lot of it, and you saw a lot of this, but like the rollover, like the acceleration in the rollover, you basically gave up the entire morning move. Like it took 2 hours to build that top, and then you effectively gave it up in like 35, 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Like it was legitimately pretty intense. I'm looking back at IBIT, which is trying to get to VWAP. I don't know if it'll get there. It's close, but we're not quite getting back to the long-weighted price. Bitcoin at 88K, like that's still bearish at the end of the day. Like crypto, crypto's still giving up the ghost. We were just talking like a week ago whether we're gonna get to 100K or not, and all of a sudden, that just seems like a pipe dream at this point. So the president bumped it, but we didn't stay bumped.
People in the chat, did I just short the Qs? Yes, brand new position right here against the 200 period. We've seen it bounce around a little bit. Thinking short here into the close. We are also short on Intel. And you're going to say something like this, then you're going to definitely get on the screen. What's up, Insurance Casino? Sean looks younger. What's he up to? Appreciate that. So you all, any compliments, man, you guys know I'm fishing for those. Put them in the chat. you'll get seen right there. And yeah, Majid, we just shorted it against the 200 period moving average. We actually, oops, sorry, that's Intel. We did real good, man, on Intel. I was telling everybody, this is my biggest trade of the year so far, P&L-wise, on Intel. You know, it came up to 54 bucks, reshorted that against that high, and then boom goes the dynamite. We actually reshorted it there as well. It's starting to get filled. If this breaks higher through 40s, we're out, but that's going to be a big trade. And then there's the most recent trade that we just put on right now that you guys are asking about. It is the TQQ trade, and it's short. So we just shorted it against the 200 period moving average. Oops. Against, oops, where's my mouse? There it is. Against 200 period moving average. So this is the thing is though, we got long here against 51, and then that lost. So we actually, yeah, let's go. So we actually gave back a little bit of what we made here. We went short early, then long. This was like a reversal trade. Then we tried the long back where I thought there might have been some support there. Was not. It lost 51. We got out. Basically, we got out near the bottom, so that was okay. But we saved ourselves 25 cents, and then now we're back into the short as this hopefully can bleed down a little bit. My next bid is here at 30 flat. So like we just put this trade on. So hopefully it will print out for us, and we'll be happy. Joy, Ren and Stimpy style. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, you got the haircut going on here. So that's maybe, we're so fresh and so clean. My barber is heading back to Algeria to visit his family for a couple minutes. So, yeah, he's happy with doing that. So shout out to Halim over there.
Hopefully he's not on a WestJet flight.
Yeah, he was telling me, yeah, no island time on those flights apparently.
I don't think so.
But okay, so there's the fill up. It fill up. 31s actually on the TQQ, so we'll take a little bit of piece out there. We'll work on our Intel, and yeah, that's it for me right here. Just going short.
MD Motorcycles just said, MP, what's going on? It's a massacre.
It is?
Damn, well, I mean, it started with critical metals yesterday.
I didn't realize that.
It's a top, like, critical metals has dropped 10%, like, multiple days in a row from top to bottom. Like, it's just a huge reversal. Today, MP just decided it wanted to follow the story as well. So critical metals 2 days in a row. MP just said, okay, fine, we'll make up for that by doing it all in a single session. So this is right back, almost like the 50, where it bounced from, what was that? I guess right at the beginning, almost at the beginning of the year, not quite the beginning of the year, but going back into the 60 level is MP. You saw this happen across all your rare earth type names. Like they just did not hold up well at all. It was interesting, like every time the president, it was weird, like you could look at SMR as well and sort of say, well, the bump that you got just was not held. Just quickly, am I getting on that? Almost on the bid. Almost at the VWAP bid there. No, I just wanted to go and look at SMR because if you think about what was the first thing that happened this morning, well, we came on air, what was the first thing that the president did during his speech was to pump up the nuclear names.
Right.
And they gave everything back and then some. And even when he was mentioning Greenland, it still caused a reversal in the critical metals names. So MP has not been able to recover yet. This is pretty much unbroken. It's the acceleration that this got. And this isn't like the market reversing. There wasn't a bid on this from the beginning. So you're going to have to wait and see when this can catch a bit of a bid. It didn't get SSR like really, really close. I don't think it ticked SSR. If not, it's certainly close to like one more low, and this is going to be short sell restricted today and tomorrow for sure. So yeah, big time reversal, both this and critical metals along with the market, but these got the raw end of the stick. Pretty short in the rundown. I know at least a couple of names that are likely to be on the list because we seem like to be getting a lot of small caps. So I'm expecting to see that PAVM up there. My guess is the critical metals and MP didn't make it. So that's why I wanted to discuss them there. Let's go find out what you guys are interested in for the rundown.
Welcome, everyone, to the Afternoon Rundown, the show where you decide what we talk about every afternoon. The big boys, Neil and Sean, they are locked and they are loaded and they're ready to look at the tickers as decided by you. But the only way to get your tickers on the Afternoon Rundown, you got to mosey on into the chat. You got to vote for your favorite tickers every day, but don't forget to throw in the $ before the ticker of your choice. Otherwise, it doesn't register. Let's take a look at all four major averages, and they are all in positive territory here, starting off with the triple Qs. We're up a little bit less than 0.5%, up 0.42. The SPY, kind of looking the same here, up 0.39. The Dow a bit higher than 0.5% on the day, up 0.53. That's the DIA, as well as IWM, the Russell 2000 ETF, up the most here on the day. up 0.6%. Hey, you guys were freaking me out. Let's start with the first ticker, though. As decided by you, AMD. Beautiful look for AMD. In fact, now we are extending the winning streak to 7 different sessions on the for AMD. The boys are distracting me here. Also, there was a price target raise from Bernstein today on AMD. They raised the price target from 220 to 225, maintaining that same rating. They're saying, though, that their AI efforts have, quote, admittedly come a long way. However, it also adds that OpenAI is the only sizable customer for AMD's Helios servers, and much of the chipmaker's AI narrative really depends on the progression of that deal and the new customer announcement. So Bernstein, with a positive note on AMD, up 5.6%. What do you make of this, boys? AMD.
I love what you.
Today for that. What's so
Bang.
what's so funny?
I read that book.
I don't know why you guys were laughing. We weren't trying. I know Sean was trying to distract.
I'm still waiting for my chocolate. I was supposed to get a. See, I thought I was supposed to get a chocolate that
Is
one.
there more chocolate?
Is there more chocolate? Here?
I'm sorry?
Says that there's a chocolate coming his way soon. I think he's quite
Wait,
disappointed.
I left the lavender chocolates here the other day, so it's actually not on me anymore.
Oh, they're just sitting over there. Like okay.
okay.
So
Sorry.
at some point, when we catch a bit of a break, we're gonna steal some lavender
Yeah,
chocolate.
exactly. I was gonna say, man, I gotta
No,
try that.
there's literally a camera it's kind of messing with my head, because when these guys are on, it's like there's one camera here for Sia and there's a camera there for Shu. I have no idea what the other camera does. We literally have a camera. I have no idea what it shoots, because that's how we roll around here. We got a whole bunch of stuff you ain't never heard of and you haven't even seen yet with Studio 8. No,
Something like that.
yeah, I don't know. You ever seen I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker?
Isn't that like, yeah, but that's
Kung
so
Fu
old.
Joey's like,
I don't know.
I know Kung Fu, I know
yeah,
karate,
I don't know any
taekwondo,
quotes.
and a whole lot of ish you ain't never
Yeah,
heard of
you
before.
don't know about that.
And then he takes on like 300 cops at one shot. Great movie.
I still like Police Academy. Those are good movies.
Yo,
Police
that's-
Academy. Didn't that guy pass away? The guy that does all the voice, all the whatever. The guy that the black guy.
Yeah.
Sounds with the
Oh
mouth.
shoot, I know.
Andre just goes sounds with the mouth. Yeah.
He was on
Like a ventriloquist?
America's Got America's Got Talent.
Was
he
he?
makes a comeback. He left Hollywood to like raise his family, and then he made a comeback, and he does some ridiculous stuff.
Okay, I
the guy
know,
can
I
do
like-
Led Zeppelin, like the electric
I know,
guitar,
that's
Led
what I'm
Zeppelin.
saying.
Unbelievable talent.
That was a great movie, Police Academy. There was like 6 of them or something.
Well, they weren't all good.
Michael Winslow? Is
Michael
that right?
Winslow,
Okay, people-
that's the name.
The
Thank you.
chat knows everything.
Michael Winslow. That guy is legit.
They should remake Police Academy just like they remade Naked Gun.
Did you watch that though?
Naked Gun? I thought it was pretty good though.
Oh,
It got a lot of good praise actually.
it was okay.
Yeah, the Pamela Anderson
Yeah.
and then what's his name was in it?
Liam Neeson
Yeah.
did about as good a
don't
job
know.
as you can do. The problem is,
I mean, the movie is
the role is Leslie Nielsen.
Well, of
Like
course.
it's I've never seen a movie. It was like
I thought it did pretty good on the ratings wise.
it's a good movie, but it's just Leslie Nielsen's Leslie Nielsen. It's
Yeah,
such an
of
impossible task. But
Yeah.
okay, we're supposed to be talking about AMD. I'll sum my day up with just AMD.
All right.
Because this is kind of the one where, all right, like I have my mean reversion rules, and if I break them, it's easily by far the best trade I could have had, but I didn't break my rule, and it ends up the other way. So, like obviously, this one could have gone a heck of a lot differently. AMD went rocket ship. It's been incredibly strong. The other thing to consider here is AMD going into these Intel earnings tomorrow. You triple bottomed at $200. You tagged 250. We haven't had a red day in a week and change on AMD since it triple bottomed at that $200 level. So one of the things that we always talk about, like if your intention, it's different if when you trim something, your intention is, I'm just kind of working my way out of this, I'm never going to buy into it again. But if your intention is, I'm going to sell at some highs so that I can get back in, you know, there's perfect prices and there's just good enough. Because if you sold at 250 with the intention of getting back in at 200 is perfectly fine. You're still better off if your plan is to hold a long-term core position. And I'm saying that as somebody that didn't buy back into any of my shares. That said, I don't necessarily prefer them. As a matter of fact, when we talk about Intel, I think, you know, I sold some at 50. I got 53 something at 11 o'clock on Intel. That stock's insane. And I think AMD is the same thing. I feel like coming into these earnings, it makes some sense to trim, but yeah, as far as, you know, trying and missing that short, it was the right spot. It was the right trend break. It was the first reversal candle, and it never even broke the high after that point. But it's still a very, very bullish move for AMD. And as far as I'm concerned, if it doesn't flat bottom break here, you kind of have, like you actually have like a downtrend if it doesn't break 244. You have a downtrend that could break back in. I think it works either way here, either flat bottom break or just break back out of the trend line.
All right, guys. If we handed you $1.25 million a trade, would your process change or just your upside? That's the opportunity Funded Future Network provides. They're a futures prop firm that gives traders access to large SIM and live funded accounts every day. They've already paid millions to traders around the world with fast same day and daily payouts. And right now, evaluation accounts are 50% off, buy one, get one free, and no activation fees. You can find the link below or scan the QR code to check it out. That is the Funded Futures Network. All right, so I only have two trades today, Intel and the TQQs. So for me, two names, two trades, my best day of the year so far. But I'm going to go over, because you're talking about AMD, I'm just going to go over and talk about NVIDIA just real quick. You know, yesterday NVIDIA was down 4.5%, right? That was, whether or not it deserved it or not, the whole market got cranked. NVIDIA basically fell right into the lap again, down into here where it's had a nice, you know, cozy time down between 170 to 175. Every time it's been down here, sure, it's broken a couple times in the AM, but you know, nicely recovered, and it's doing it again here today. But we're still underneath the 50-period moving average. I think that if you can't sleep at night because you're too exposed to tech names, this is probably a good day to get out. I mean, up 1.7%. The fears that Donald Trump was going to sort of crash the market today with Davos, that never happened. Does that mean it's not going to happen tomorrow? Who knows? That rhetoric is still going to get spewed out there with Greenland, with there's still Iran, still Venezuela. There's still a couple issues out there. And we know that the chip game follows the Nasdaq and the Qs and how this market goes. It was scary yesterday to see NVIDIA down that much. But the problem with NVIDIA is it's gone nowhere real fast, man. It's gone nowhere since July. So like you come back into here, if you went to sleep and woke up, you know, last 6 months, you'd be what the, you know, while you have the Nasdaq, the Dow, S&P 500 all nearing highs, NVIDIA is still about that third. Well, I mean, if you take 210 as the high, you're now down $30 off of that. So you're down, you know, 15% or so from the high. So it hasn't been a great 6 months for NVIDIA. And I don't know if it's going to get that much better, to be honest with you. I think you just got to keep on, you know, holding hope that they are the best and they're going to continue to win. And China's not going to be a problem for them. Alibaba obviously has had some great success as of late, but the story with NVIDIA is the long game. I mean, I don't think you want to be in any other, if you're going to be in the chips, sure, there's AMD and I get it, but if you look at the PE, NVIDIA is actually cheaper than AMD.
AMD's not.
And we know that NVIDIA has the goods. You know, Jensen is definitely a salesman, and he's going to make that work. So I think you're smart to hold on to some NVIDIA here. I'm going to take a line from Kramer, like, you know, own, don't trade. And if you're so nervous about NVIDIA, trim some today. I actually don't think there's anything wrong with doing that. Up 2%, I think you can find worse decisions. So get out of it. NVIDIA reports the latest out of all of these stocks. So you're just going to have to hold out that the rest of the Mag 7 universe continues to kick. And if expenses are still there and CapEx is still there, then NVIDIA should still be the winner. So I'm pretty happy holding on to it. All right, so Intel is falling back in. We just took, I mean, I'm watching the net kind of grow here. Nice move back into 52.95. I don't have any bids on Intel, so I think we got to think about getting out of some. So let's put a bid at 97. We'll see if we get that fill. And we'll put a bid again down here near 92 or so. We have about 30% left of this, maybe a little bit less, 25% left of our trade here on Intel as we get out of this name. So yeah, bouncing off 53 bucks. Maybe we'll take another fill here at 05 and go back to the desk and see what stock. And I apologize, Sharif, if NVIDIA's on there, get rid of it because we just talked about it.
I think it'll be.
I think it'll be Tesla or silver or
no, Tesla.
Okay. Let's see.
It's the one you're in right now, Sean. It is INTC Intel. Sia is going to take you through their earnings ahead of earnings, but I want to let you know multiple analyst comments today on Intel. HSBC's analyst Frank Lee upgrading Intel from reduce to hold, but he did boost that price target markedly from 26 to 50. Seaport analyst Jay Goldberg upgrading Intel from neutral rating with a buy and announced a $65 price target. Likewise with Wedbush. We always look for Danny Ives' name when we see Wedbush, but here it's Matt Bryson. He reiterated neutral, but maintained the $30 price target. And last but not least, Susquehanna analyst Christopher Rowland. He maintained neutral, but did boost the price target from 40 to 45.
So Intel does report its Q4 earnings on Thursday after the market closed, with analysts who are expecting 8 cents EPS and $13.38 billion in revenue. And also to note that this rise would mark Intel's highest close since March 2022, if sustained correctly.
All right, boys. Intel keeps chugging along. Sean, you're in it. What's a look?
Yeah, so first of all, I did get out of a third of my position during lunchtime, so we followed that rule, so we'll say bang on that one, so that's going to be a good one there. Got to get out before Donald does, right? And then right into here, yeah, look, it was tough because we had lost a lot of money yesterday, I don't know if it was a lot, but on AMD yesterday chasing basically this whole move. And as this was happening, we kept on asking Indira, what's the news? What's the news? There really was nothing. So we shorted it and we actually wound up losing pretty decent, not decent, but we lost enough there that was a little stressful. But then once we found that, 54 maybe was the top, we hit 54 back down. That was good. We pretty much made almost everything back, got out 53.50, so on and so forth. That was a good one. Then it busted back up. We shorted 54 again against the high of 54.20. And these are exactly the trades I want to do moving forward, man. It's like you find a high, and I know it's counter trend because it's up 10%, right? But at the end of the day, you can see right into here, if I zoom in just a little bit right there, it was this high that we were sort of playing off of. Like there's our stop out, there's the pushback through, there's the short, and then they came right back up again. We shorted 54.10s. The reason why we didn't short 54 is we didn't want to take a 20-cent hit. So if that break, imagine this, we're short 54.10 right now, and we wound up taking on this trade. That's 52.9, so that's $1.15 was like our first spot to get out. So with about 15 cents worth of risk, we nailed $1.15. So we nailed about 7 to 1 on that one. Then it came back up into the 50-period moving average. I thought the move was still going to continue. Luckily enough, it did. We reloaded what we put on right there. We got it back. And then since then, we've just been sort of hoping that it breaks VWAP. But I don't know if it's going to do that. So we're getting, as I just said, as we were just talking about Nvidia, we got lighter and lighter and lighter on this as we fell into 53, and then there's the bump back up. So, again, not trying to be stubborn with it. Let's take profit where profit lies. We are getting out of the last little bit here if it breaks 53.40, and that's that. So, really good. My biggest, P&L-wise winner of the year so far. So let's go to see what happens now with Intel. Looks like it's, reason why I got out of the part of it, this is day trading. The swing trade account with them reporting tomorrow night, it's just like,
that's the risk.
We're long at $21 or something, or $18. I don't even know what we were long at. And it was just, that was the risk. So I was just like, I'm going to get out before they crack. 40%. And so there goes.
Without looking, what do you think forget about the P. What do you think the forward P? That's if they get the 8 cents.
I'm not even sure they're even making any money. I don't know, 90? I don't know.
Oh, that's good. Good guess.
Is it?
The Ford PE 80.
Okay.
And the PE, they didn't have a good quarter. Okay, so they didn't have a good quarter last. 800 was the price to earnings. Well, one thing to remember, when we're talking about things like price to earnings, and when something is going from like not making money to making money, like at the beginning of that, it can look pretty. It'll look a heck of a lot worse than it really is. So Intel is they're in the realm of normalizing. They're really in the realm of normalizing, but they haven't come anywhere close to like actually, really proving something. That hasn't mattered. I think we're almost at the end of the month, but there's all the chance in the world. If there wasn't earnings tomorrow, I wish these guys were reporting next month because it's actually a very bullish close on the monthly to be up and about and above this 51. But the fact that you have to hold through earnings to actually hold this move and not have it a topping tail in the month, I think that's why it's a ring the register kind of situation for at least something here today. So I'm on board with that because that's what I did. But if they were reporting at the end of the cycle, I would have been more inclined to let it press through and then just set a trail on the monthly. Like if the month bar closed back under 50 this month, then get out. Otherwise, let it ride. But earnings are too tight here, and they have a lot to prove. These chip names have a ridiculous amount to prove this quarter. Like across the board, it's insane. By the way, IBIT's almost at VWAP here, so
88.6.
yeah, we're almost at 89, 88.6. 89 will be VWAP, I think, or at least close enough to it. But we're starting to press back into the volume weighted average price. I don't know what's going to be next on the list, but I'm surprised there haven't been one of those crazy small cappers, Sharif.
After this one, Neil, I promise, there is one coming up. Tesla next on the board over here. Multiple headlines today. Elon Musk coming out earlier on and saying, look, the Cybercab, the Robotaxi Cybercab, as well as Optimus, are expected for full-scale production early this year for the Cybercab and late this year for Optimus, but it's going to be very, very slow in the build-up because they are new products with new parts. There's another headline, though. See, a very interesting one today.
There's two headlines. So Lemonade, the digital insurance company, has also announced the debut of its Lemonade autonomous car insurance, a first-of-its-kind product that is basically built specifically for self-driving interests. And it says that it'll be beginning with Tesla's full self-driving system. What do you have to say about that?
I love it. So, like, finally, autonomous is here, and now the insurance companies are going to cover this. Listen to this, boys. The new plan cuts per mile rates for FSD engaged driving by 50%. So per mile, you're saving about half, reflecting what the company is saying, data that shows significantly lower risk during autonomous operation. The company said in a statement, Lemonade expects further reductions as Tesla releases updates to their FSD. Sean, is this as good as time as any now?
I do have another.
Yes. I don't know. I don't know if we even have Lemonade here, but I think that's. I
don't even know.
Look, I think it's a good product, right? I think that's what they got to do. They got to adapt with the times. So I think with more people looking at full self-drive, and obviously it's so expensive insurance, man. Like I don't know what it is, $1,500 a year or something like that. Just too expensive. But yeah, I didn't even realize how well Lemonade had been producing. I know it's a tasty treat, but wow, Lemonade, just a great move higher from May 29th. Just once we broke that 50-period moving average, convincingly back there in May, that was $30. This is now an $80 name. So I really think that Lemonade continues the fresh squeeze higher, although it's not really squeezing. I had to try to throw some Lemonade action in there as well.
Coming soon to Canada, Sean.
Oh, is it? Okay.
According to Gemini, anyway. So
okay.
Lemonade is coming soon.
The market is blasting right here. There has to be some kind of news or something.
We're catching a bid right now.
The TQs, look what just happened to the market there. We just blasted through on the TQQs there, guys.
Tesla $1 higher.
No, something's going on, and I don't know why it's not in my ear right now.
I'm not hearing the
Sharif and everybody, there's something going on right now.
Tesla's now $3 from the highs. Let's go to Sia at the desk.
So quickly, another thing that might be relevant here is that Tesla recently did also push back on a media report claiming that the Berlin Gigafactory had experienced a significant reduction in staffing, saying that there have been no notable decline in permanent employees and no plans for job cuts. However, they have silently cut 1,700 jobs in the Berlin Gigafactory. And this is according to a German newspaper. The number of employees at the plant has dropped now to 10,703.
All right, guys, Trump will not impose February 1st tariffs due to the Greenland deal that's just coming out now. Trump, we have formed framework of a future deal with respect to Greenland that's coming in right now. If I have more information, I'll give it to you guys.
Yeah, no, we got that. We see what's going on right there. Yeah, the market's loving this right now. I tried to get long on the TQs. We got stopped out. Obviously, a little bit higher than we thought as it just ripped all the way through. But we were getting out and we didn't average into it. So there goes the TQs. Huge move to the upside right there as it continues to go. And here goes Intel as well. I didn't want to punch out completely of Intel. We had very, very little left. But yeah, there it goes, man. Right back up to the upside goes INTC. So see you later, alligator, on that one for Intel. And I think we just, damn it, man, missed that punch long on the Qs right there. We could have got it long instead of got stopped out. But there it goes, upside. Great story there for Greenland. I mean, if this is what's going to solve the problem, then great. I mean, Nasdaq right back up to 1.27%. So yeah, he told everybody to get long, basically, that everything would be fine. But there goes the TQs. Now ripping northbound right here. So future deal with Greenland maybe now figured out. Up to $54 goes Intel there. So let's go figure out what's going on later. But there it goes. Nice move upside for Intel.
Unbelievable move upside.
Yeah.
I can tell you what didn't bounce. Uh-oh, critical metals, you did not bounce.
Oh, no.
Unfortunately, very small move up there for critical metals. But you know what, everybody? That move on the market brought to you not just by the president, but getting to watch it by OGen. Millions of concussions out there, but 0 approved therapies. Orogenics, that's OGEN on the NYSE, is advancing a new standard with its intranasal, brain-first approach to concussion treatment. With an $8.9 billion market on the horizon, Orogenics is positioned to drive what comes next. See what is ahead and book a meeting today. Shout out to OGen and Orogenics for sponsoring this part of the show. As that was obviously happening, so glad. You know what? Sometimes, I don't know, you can sit in front of a level. Like there's a line on the charts like, I plan on shorting it when it gets there. You can do that if that's your prerogative. Or you can sort of wait and see what happens. But like Bitcoin just came back to my entry price off the prior VWAP, which I want to try to give back into this 51. There's the headline there, as you guys can see. It's a longer-winded post on Truth Social. I'm kicking myself because I kind of shuffled things around for the aftermarket show yesterday. And one of the things I didn't put back was I usually have Truth Social up in case there are posts. When we got that spike, I was checking all the normal sources, but I didn't have the president's truth, which is a good, it's kind of like you see the market moving and you don't see a headline. You kind of know where it probably is because it's been the president all day.
We got tacoed.
So, yeah, we got tacoed. Tacos, always a tasty treat. Let's just be real.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't think that Trump was going to eventually solve the issues here with Greenland, but maybe potentially that is what it was. He will not be here. I can put the story up right here quickly just so you guys could get it. It is not going to be here. It is right here. Imposing tariffs. Here it is. Let's put this up. Boom, and send selected item. I don't know. This is a long story, so I don't know how it's going to work, but there it is. I will not be imposing tariffs that were scheduled to go into effect on February 1st after the meeting. Framework for future deal with respect to Greenland. There you go. So there is some sort of a deal, apparently, their future deal with Greenland, and those tariffs will not, and here's just a sort of a summary of it, will not be imposed. So I think that's what sort of shook the world yesterday a little bit when we came in off the long weekend and realized that, hey, maybe, you know, this was a little more serious than we thought, and he's not just going to like annex Greenland, he's going to punish everybody else that doesn't like approve of it. So it looks like right there, if there is a framework, that's a good sign. So I actually take the time to short Intel there a little bit on that bump up. I still think the story is the same for these guys. I'm not going to change my opinion that, you know, up 11% seems a little bit egregious, but, you know, we could go up higher, man. 11% leads to 12, leads to 13. So who knows, but I'm going to play the short end of this stick and try to get back into this trade. Well, we did get back into this trade for Intel. We didn't get stopped out. What we got stopped out on was the futures. Right there as that ripped through our level. But yeah, the market trying to come back in just a little bit here. Let's see if Intel can play nice and get back to the downside here. Good trade so far. We just averaged in. We actually shorted there. We just doubled our position. So we got short at 81. All right, we're still going to use 54.25 or so as our out. I have, we were supposed to talk about a stock there or did we get sidetracked? I don't know. Let's just go back. I think it was either Tesla or it was. Remember we were talking about the
no, it was
tasty
right.
lemonade.
You're 100%. It was Tesla. We looked at lemonade, discussed lemonade, and then obviously the.
And then you were like, Tesla just went up $5 or something.
That's why I was on this screen. And yeah, that's why I was on Tesla. Look, I don't know what I can add to Tesla because anything that you would have been looking at earlier is somewhat irrelevant as it's now breaking out the top and filling in the gap. So we have a double. Closing prices matter more than opening prices, so this had like double barrel closes at 438 effectively, going back to both Thursday and Friday, I should say. And actually, if you look back on Wednesday, so it's almost like triple barrel closes at 438. You close at the same price or price area 3 times, I think on the way up, that could be your spot to gap fill to. So there's some room here on Tesla. If the futures can't break the high, I'd look for 438. For a potential spot at the top here on TSLA. One more name, I believe, Sharif said we have one more name to get to. and then we'll continue reaction to the president spiking the market again.
Good job, President.
All right, let's here's President Trump's Truth Social tweet, if we can. We're going to read it out. Based upon a very productive meeting that I had with the Secretary General of NATO, Mark Rutte, we have formed the framework of a future deal with respect to Greenland and, in fact, the entire Arctic region. The solution, if consummated, will be a great one for the United States of America and all NATO nations. Based upon this understanding, I will not be imposing the tariffs that were scheduled to go into effect on the 1st of February. Additional discussions are being held concerning the Golden Dome as it pertains to Greenland. Further information will be made available as discussions progress. Vice President J.D. Vance, Secretary of State Marco Rubio, Special Envoy Steve Witkoff, and various others as needed will be responsible for the negotiations. They will report directly to me. And then, as is customary, of course, thank you for your attention on this matter. Shout out to President Trump. Let's go on to the next story here. PAVM up 138%, but substantially off the high of 28.44. In fact, it is down now over 50%. Here's the headline. PAVmed is the name of the company, and they were up after a subsidiary of Lucid Diagnosis secured a Virginia contract for EsoGuard esophageal DNA test, which is going to serve over 9 million veterans with Medicare aligning pricing, guys. Analysts maintain a buy rating with, I'm pretty sure that's not accurate. That's the headline, though. 755.
If this one wasn't already in trouble, one of the things that you sometimes look for strength is when in the afternoon, if the market's not doing anything or is weak, you can find some small cappers that get attention and then they can rally. This would be the opposite of that. The market has attention right now. It is flying around. There is plenty that looks good, and it's underneath VWAP. So congrats to all the traders that got in and out of this one early. I know we had some this morning that literally were talking about how they hit it and quit it for a few small cappers. The pre-market is a very good friend of yours in names like this, because it almost always gives you some of the best entries, especially if you're looking to trade off VWAP. It just looks done in every sense for today. And if we zoom it in here, like, where could this pull back to? I mean, there's really nowhere else to pull back to outside of like $9 or $10. So like if it's on the back end of it, it's like $9 or $10 that I'd be waiting for on PAVM. But that trade's kind of done. Very good one this morning. But when it's $5 underneath VWAP, I don't know what the plan of action would be there with PAVM. I'm barreling through some names. I was trash talking SMR earlier about how it wouldn't bounce. Well, President bounced it now.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Like, now it's almost at VWAP. And the funny thing is I actually tried this one off the low, gave it a bit of a shot. Immediately was like, nah, I'm going to get out half. And then
I want to go long, but I like to short it.
I don't like this name. I don't like long up here. IBIT just broke through 51, so as good as
Wait a minute, SMR got as low as what? Wasn't it 50?
No, straight up. $18.
Yeah, I saw that down.
$18.
Oh man, that came
Look
way
at this
back.
trend. Look at this trend reverse. Oh,
what a break.
God, SMR. Like, look at this break of trend on SMR. Maybe that at the volume weighted average price and prior high.
What the hell, Patrick? Congratulations right there, man. I want to put.
Oh, we missed a super chat as well.
Oh, did we? Okay, what's up with the super chat?
I was gonna throw Danny's boy sent this in, and shout out to Danny's boy.
Oops,
what did we provide?
Put it back.
That's okay.
Sorry, we put it at the same time. Do you have it? I have it right here. Here we go.
There it
is. Oh, you
I
got it.
said long.
Oh no, that's Patrick. Just made 24 grand on the queue, so good job here. Here's the one from Danny's. I was just going to say, there's the one from Danny.
Okay, Halliburton reports tonight. They just issued a letter saying that they are the best company to restart the oil industry in Venezuela. Oh, what else are they going to say? Meanwhile, the ghost of Dick Cheney is rubbing his hands like, excellent. If you don't know Mr. Burns, I can't get my daughter to watch The Simpsons.
We tried to watch it, but it's... my kids aren't that into it.
I guess it's just not a thing anymore.
Bart Simpson's not saying eat my shorts anymore. You know what I mean? It's.
What does he say?
I don't know.
There's
nothing. They don't say nothing anymore.
The whole point is
The Simpsons still going on?
The Simpsons, I think so. The Simpsons used to I know they weren't crazy, but they pushed some boundaries, and it was kind of like they were that show, and then like every show just kind of got progressively more intense, right? Like after them, like Family Guy went nuts, and South Park went crazy, and it's just like there's so many other shows out there. No, but Halliburton, what's not to like recently in Halliburton? Now, if I pull the chart back further, trust me when I tell you it doesn't look very good. It's actually pretty nasty if I go out a little bit further, but this is kind of an unbroken move. I do still think, the safest bet if you're playing this, and again, this is just my opinion, and to an extent, I'm talking my own book because I've been a buyer at 140 on CVX. It's like a range-bound play at 140. I thought this dip was going to get there. I'd be buying these guys on dips if you could, and that's CVX, good dividend. I mean, it's got a solid base on it at the 140 level, which gives you a bit of an out as well. I thought we have one more name left? I thought we were done. My bad. I was jumping right into it, but one more name to go on the rundown.
Netflix, guys, down 3%, but well off the lows, trading at 84.5, touching that 80.50 this morning. Obviously, they reported earnings yesterday, beating on the top and bottom line, but the street was concerned about the cash on hand. The pausing of the share buyback program to fund the Warner Brothers Discovery acquisition. Separately, this is a new headline that came in. EU regulators now throwing their hat into the regulatory ring, of course. They say they are poised to review competing bids for Warner Brothers Discovery at the same time that the American regulator does. So another sort of interesting development in the stories here.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, thing to note here is that the Netflix co-CEOs have had to go explaining, basically almost getting defensive on the aggressive push that has forced themselves to suspend the share buybacks. And Ted Sarandos did say that we have often in our Netflix history debated building a theatrical business, but we were busy investing in other areas and it never became our priority. But now with Warner Bros., they bring a mature, well-run theatrical business with amazing films, and we're super excited about that addition. The two also said that they had not expected to make an offer for the Warner assets when they first started that process, which is very interesting. And the stock, which has lost more than 15% since Netflix actually made its first offer on December 5th. Although I think there have been strong content lineups, including like the final season of Stranger Things, that did contribute a lot to the revenue. It's just not going in the line that they want it to go currently.
Yeah, clearly about 40% off the highs. Guys, is it time, in your opinion, to buy some Netflix?
I mean, whether it's time or not, I did anyways last night. Like I got filled. And what's funny about it is even if it was happening on the afternoon show, you would have heard me say, well, during the call, I'd like to hear them say something to just make you feel a little bit better about the cost of closing the deal and having to get rid of the buyback, that's coming right back on. I love the synergy in the deal. Ultimately, I think it's a great lineup that they're picking up. And we said this, unfortunately, this is something we talked about in the aftermarket show. Look, there's going to be some efficiencies to be had, and there's probably going to be some cost cutting and reduction in jobs that you're going to hear, which is all good for shareholders, and obviously that'll be some concerns for maybe the regulators. I'm not worried about the EU regulators that much in this particular case. No. The U.S. regulators are kind of what really matters here. It's not very often you see it held up in that regard. So I tend to think this deal gets done for them. That said, I didn't get a chance to sell or to trade. Look, I want to be looking for shorts on Warner Brothers. If it gets back up to that 29, I just feel like it's a good area to start scalp trading because it's been range bound and losing the 29. It couldn't get there today on the press up, so I might start to bring that down a bit. Netflix is $27.75 cash. If you believe that's what's going to win the day and Paramount's not doing anything about it, then at some point this drifts back down. And as long as there are sellers up here taking advantage of it, there's a good scalp trade on the stock. And it's not even that bad. Yesterday, you got effectively a 2% move to the downside on Warner Brothers. If you had anywhere near that top. And again today, as the market blows it out, this isn't going anywhere. So I might adjust where I want to short for the day trade on WBD to this 28.75 to 28.8 area.
Look, I'm a little upset here because we should have. The problem is I was sitting in this short and I averaged into it, and it's working out for us for Intel. It's going to the downside and we're fine with what's happening. But I tried to get long right here and I was not aggressive enough because I was waiting. Honestly, I thought I was bidding when this was bouncing around. I actually thought I got filled for one lot and I didn't. But we could have punched in easily there on that Trump news, because like I was thinking we're going to take out that top. Like the minute we bounced off of it, I was like, let's get long on that, and then for this. So I'm happy that I think we read it right, but like not happy with the execution. And most of the reason was because I'm sitting in this hoping that we pull back on Intel, and it's like I didn't realize I could go long the futures and short on Intel and actually wind up winning on both. But yeah, that's too bad, because looking over, it's killing me looking at those TQs. I don't even want to look at them right now. And I know I call the TQs the futures, but it's just a triple levered ETF based off of the Nasdaq. But yeah, that sucks. So I'm gonna wait. We're gonna try again at 54.10, and then so just let Intel do its thing, because it's definitely not reacting the same way the market is right now. I mean, you might think that, but I'm gonna wait to see if it does take those highs out, 54.20. So we'll get some out, and then we'll redo it back into 54.10 or so on that one. So that's what we're going to look for right there. Google and Apple and things like that might be names to buy. There goes Google to the upside. We'll see what Apple's going to do as well. There it is, 250 right now. Nice upside there for Apple and everybody else here today as the Qs continue to go.
I saw Joe's in not our chat, but our chat talking about Air Canada being crashed.
What happened to Air Canada?
We're doing the airline talk, and now that's like our internal like Trader TV chat. Rob is like, no, Air Canada's the worst. All airlines.
I mean, WestJet is way worse than Air
WestJet
Canada.
is. Come on, son. I've flown them both. You're talking about comfort. It's not even close. One's a discount one. But not all moves are created the same. So I reloaded Kraft Heinz because it got to VWAP on that move. I don't think the Greenland deal in any way, shape, or form affects Berkshire potentially selling their Kraft Heinz position.
Whoops.
And if I'm wrong about that, then fair enough. But that popped into VWAP, so gave that one a reload. I think that's one play which is not looking too different from before. And let's go to Adara. We've got ourselves another update at the desk.
Yeah. I think it's
Apple-specific news here, guys. AAPL saying that they're going to be revamping their Siri as its first chatbot in the second half of 2026. Unclear if this is confirmed or just reported, but either way here, seeing some reports or commentary suggesting that Apple could be revamping its Siri as its first chatbot in the second half of 2026. Siri is, of course, the function that you can use to speak on your Apple device to communicate with the phone. It talks back to you. Either way here, apparently the company is going to be revamping it as a chatbot, the first in the Apple family. Once I get more details or confirmation, I'll keep you posted. Back to you.
Thanks, Adara, for that one. I did go long on Apple pretty early on that call. I was telling Neil I did hear something about that. I wanted to wait to see what Adara had to say, but we were stuck long while that thing just tanked on us there. But back upside right now. So let's just go to see. I mean, what did you say that was? When are they planning on doing that?
Okay, it looks like H2 2026, second half of 2026.
Okay.
Oh, this year. So second half of this year.
Okay, so that's good. Well, here we go. Now we're starting to really start to get going here on it. So let's just continue to watch this out. This is what all us Apple users have been waiting for, finally. But I remember, though, I got crushed last time this happened, because I remember we got the note that it was teaming up with Siri, was Gemini. And then all of a sudden, yeah, and then it kind of went the Oppo Taco there, and it wasn't even Taco Tuesday, so I wasn't sure about that play. So we're gonna exit out of some of this play up here near 251, and then just before we go over to Neil, I just want to see that's 251. Yeah, so there's really nothing here telling me that we should be getting out. We're just trying to play some momentum, and there it comes right back through 250 again. So it looks like that was a good out back up there, but we still have a decent position. So let's wait to see what happens now with these two positions. Long Apple, short Intel. Now here comes Apple right back in. So we're going to get stopped out at 75% of this, breaking through 249.50. This is like sort of the dramatic movements that we're having right now with Apple. Very, very violent play here. We just got out $1 higher than this. All right, what's up, Adara?
More updates here with regards to this AAPL chatbot. So I guess reports are suggesting that Apple's going to be unveiling a chatbot in June. As mentioned here, it's very likely to be Siri. But again, the unveiling is going to be in June. It'll be released in September. So they're going to be introduced here reportedly in June, very likely, I guess, at the WWDC convention that they have every year in early June. It will be released in September, so it looks like we're going to get the unveiling about 3 months before the release. It will follow this long-promised Siri upgrade. So again, looks like we're going to be getting that Siri upgrade. It will likely be a chatbot. All reports for now, looks like we're not going to get any more updates until June, but if I get anything else from this report, any other information I see, I will keep you posted. I'm also just seeing right now, VELO, keep an eye on this name as well. Apparently, there are comments here about the Department of Defense from the company's CEO. So CEO of VELO commenting on X about the Department of Defense and a potential deal there. Back to you.
Thank you, as always, Adair. Just one quick question for you, Adair, if you can stay for a second. Is this powered by Gemini? Or no?
It does not specify.
We don't know. Okay.
If I get anything, I'll let you know. But I think the bigger deal is just the fact that they're unveiling something. That's kind of the way I've seen these headlines worded.
Okay, because I mean, obviously, yeah, I'm seeing like even like Alphabet. It looks like there might have been like a press up there if people are like, "Ooh, that's good because powered by Gemini." But no, that actually pulled back a little bit here on Google.
I did hear something. I'm not just saying that because I'm wrong, but I did hear something about Gemini. I'm just letting you know that I heard something. Doesn't mean it's
Isn't that the whole point?
As Adair said, like.
Isn't that the whole point?
Well, I thought they were sort of lumping themselves together there with it. So, anyways, we got back into it on that little dip down. So
it's not Gemini.
All right, yeah, me neither. I want to see it being Gemini as well.
Adara again? Oh,
it's you.
Actually, no. If you're a savvy Canadian trader and you want to pull off the reversal and leverage yourself that we just saw in maybe the Nasdaq or the S&P 500 and tap into that 3x daily leverage ETF game, well then Beta Pro by Globex is for you. You can amplify short-term market moves and use the built-in FX hedging to minimize the impact of currency swings. So whether you're bullish or bearish, today obviously bullish, these ETFs are built for active traders like yourselves ready to take on the markets. Read the full risk disclosure in the prospectus at betapro.ca before investing. Scan the QR code you see out in front of you, and let's go right back to Adair for another update.
Here's the Google element of this story. So Apple reportedly considering running this chatbot, which again, it will be unveiling reportedly in the second half, or for the second half of 2026 rather. Apparently they're considering running this chatbot directly on Google Cloud and on those TPU chips. So again, doesn't look like it's finalized yet for AAPL, but they're apparently considering running this new chatbot on Google Cloud and TPU chips. Back to you.
All right, so that was the story, I guess. We were able to buy some Apple there, get some more out up here when it went back into the 50 or into the 20s or 30s, but we did drop out of 70. There's 75 or 50% that on that break. It goes right down into basically into the 21 period moving average. When there's news like this, you got to be careful and not use all these lines. Like if it comes down to VWAP 247, then that could be something. But we'll just watch out for that most recent drip down into 93. I'm going to put my stop at 248. Like I like to see it break a little bit more than that, right? Just so we don't, not everyone just whacks it out. But all right, 248.79 or so, and we'll try to see about buying a little bit more of these shares if it does dip into those levels. But yeah, for right now, we're going to try to be patient with this and see what Apple really wants to do. See if we can get something more closer to 249 on a dip, just because we don't want to lose that dollar again. We've made money on Apple. It's been good. It's just we got to get back up there to make real money. So hopefully Apple will do that. We did drop down out of there. So far, so good on that trade. But yeah, interesting story, man. You never know. Like I said, you never know where your bread is going to be buttered. And Apple out of nowhere goes boom. Just like the market did right there on Greenland, right? I mean, the market was doing nothing, and then Trump talked about an Arctic agreement there with Greenland. He also dropped out Iron Dome. And when he was talking about the Iron Dome there, I thought about Raytheon. I thought about, some other names that could possibly be going on similar news like that. So maybe Raytheon, LMT, some of those defense names, even Palantir is more the software side of it, so they're going to be used anyways, but there goes everything on that pump. I think that was 230 about, right? That's where that truth came out. So there it goes. Like that sent Palantir quite northbound as well. That was 163.50 up to 167. So that makes sense. I can wrap my head around why that's working. So yeah, Palantir upside there. More looks to Raytheon, LMT, maybe some of the space names. I don't know who exactly is involved in that aspect, but there could be something there. But yeah, that's it for me. Intel's right back. We're fine on Intel. Trust me. I mean, Intel's been a great trade. I'm not necessarily layering into this. I told you I'd get 54.10s where we got last time. If there's something, so we just got a little bit there at 54, and we'll take 54.10. If it breaks through the high of the day, 54.20s, then we're out. We're going to let that sort of settle down. And okay, we missed the dip buy there. We were already at 25s. It gets to 30, but Apple trying to make amends here and get back there to the upside as it continues to go. Sidious, maybe someone just put in the chat. We could see Sidhu there. Obi's, of course, famed short. We'll see what winds up happening here with Sidious space. Yeah, you know.
And so, by the way, the Golden Dome, in theory, is probably Lockheed and Northrop.
LMND. Yeah,
Northrop Grumman would be the other one.
I like that.
For them. So I think those are probably good plays. No
Trump
one took,
Dome. I like
no
that.
one took Lockheed, but I'm seeing Lockheed load, baby. Come on, chart. Come on, chart. You know you're looking good, but it's not really moving on that headline. It barely went anywhere, so I don't know that that's a trade. What it boils down to is the no tariff on all those European countries that were mentioned, right? That tariff that was going to come in Feb 1st, the 25% extra. I think not having that is what the market's going to be interested in mostly. So I think that's where you're getting the bounce. Heck, everything is going. Thankfully, I did not. I mean, like I said, KHC seems like it's going to be doing its own thing. I'll stick with that one at VWAP because it's fine. But SMR is now bouncing upside off the volume weighted average price. Now, this doesn't necessarily have anything to do with any of these headlines directly, the nuclear names, but it's going anyways. If this doesn't break the trend, if it does break kind of this uptrend that we just put ourselves in, I will still look for it. Just because I feel like we're going a little bit too far too fast, and this is still a hefty retracement. The other thing to think about is when I look at what SMR has been doing recently, like this is a whole lot of nothing inside of like a $19 to $20.50 range, right? So when it's been in this range, don't get me wrong, like I was playing this morning for a breakout of this range. It didn't follow through, everybody. But as you get back into this top, I'm still going to be thinking a bit of a fade until we break out that 21. I'm there for you, SMR, if and when it does eventually happen, but it doesn't look like it's happening just yet. We do have a super chat from Chris. I was about to check out Google. Is this a good time to scoop up some gold and silver? I mean, how far could we have possibly fallen to yesterday's close on GLD? I mean, if that's your jam, I mean, that's a little bit aggressive. Right, but that's generally speaking in an upward trend. It's been working. I don't know, not for myself. This is not the kind of pullback that screams you're getting value on a dip buy. Like gold, and where did silver pull back into? Like where are we on SLV? Okay, well silver is at least pulled back a little further, but then maybe just to 2 days ago at the close has silver gone to. It's not even that dramatic yet, I believe is the best way to think it. It's not really doing that much of anything. I think you got a little bit. If we're unwinding some of the metals trade, I think it's got more room to go than this. Like gold is, like I said, gold is pulled back to yesterday's close. That's not that big of a deal yet. The Nasdaq's up 2%. Obviously, we're going to press those all-time highs, but I'd let it drop a little further, at least for myself. The trend line is like significantly further away. Significantly.
I'm gonna take something out on Apple here if we can. Oh, we did. Okay, we got it. Okay, good. So I'm gonna actually cancel that. I didn't realize we got it out there. 250.15s right here, upside for Apple. We'll see if it continues. I mean, I really like that story. It's too bad because we were sitting there to buy that dip. We missed it by 6 cents. Like it's going crazy. I was at 249.25s. You know, I like to do that. It's just sit around at even quarters and whatnot. But that's it's too bad because that's up about $1 from here. Let's see if it continues. I don't want to sell any more of this. Let's just let it go. Hopefully it can continue to go. We are in a little bit of trouble right here, so we'll slap a temporary fail right now as this just keeps on climbing. We did get to 09s right there. Why don't I just, I was at 10s. Why don't I just cancel that? We'll put an 06. Ooh, okay. I offered 06 and we took an 05 there, or 04 instead. All right, so let's see if we get that, and then we're still gonna, there, I'm done. So now we're just gonna stop, we got 06s. We're just gonna stop out right there. There we go, yes, Apple, keep going, my guy. We'll stop out right here if it takes out the day's high, right, on Intel. So that's gonna be 54.20. Let me zoom in and see this exactly, what this is there. That's, I think we're close. Yeah, that's probably it right there. So 54. Yeah, it's 15, 16, something like that. So the order I have in from time is still breaking through 54.25s. So that will be a trigger for me to get out if Intel spikes above, sorry about that, guys. I always lose my mouse tracker here. Above that area with an average price right now of 82. Not a great look there, but wow, this has been quite the doozy right there as Apple taking out 250. Can it take out 251? I just offered it. I'm going to offer 86s, get another piece out there, sort of swipe it down, get that fill. And then right now we're at 50. We're at 250.99. Let's not make that mistake again. All right, we'll put an order at 75. Maybe it does rip up there, touches us out, and then we'll see if we get that. So we just missed about 20 cents there by offering instead of just simply wiping the bid. But all right, we get to 75. We'll still sit there at 251, see if we get it again. I like the story. I think it makes sense for Apple. A lot of us there in the Apple ecosystem have been waiting for something like this. If the chatbot is exactly being used or being built, go. Yeah, yes, Apple. Man, could you guys see that? I don't know if you guys could see that. You could see that it was levitating there. You know, and all of a sudden it went 40 cents. Like someone marketed that thing up like crazy right there on Apple. So good trade here, $1.50 now in the money. So we'll spin that. Hopefully some of you have this. It's really embarrassing because we should be long the Qs as well. But there it goes. The Nasdaq. How much was the Nasdaq down yesterday again, Neil?
1.9 at the close. I don't remember where we got to. I think we got to that 2%, but I think we ended at about 1.9, something like that.
Well, we're all the way up right now, up 2% now.
The president's speech.
Yeah, man. And he had told us literally at 8:45 or whatever time it was when he was getting done his speech there. He said, buy. He said, the market's going to double. This is a great time to buy the market. Obviously, it fell back in midday. You know, it fell right back in on midday. So you could have got longer there. Putin now, apparently, some talk. But here goes Apple, 251. We just really need this one to drop back in. That would be Intel. So let's see what happens with Apple. Let's see what happens with Intel. So far, so good. Back up to SIA, I believe.
It's me, guys. We're going to talk here about AAPL in addition to that other story involving their Siri, which, in case you missed it, is reportedly going to be revamped into the company's first ever chatbot to be revealed in June of 2026 and then unveiled in September of 2026. There is another story from the information, and we've talked about the reliability, for lack of a better term, of these information stories that are breaking news. But either way here, they are reporting that the company is developing an AI wearable pin. So obviously much smaller potatoes than this Siri update. But either way, Apple, in addition to reportedly revamping Siri, it's apparently developing an AI wearable pin. Back to you.
Kaboom, I like that one. So finally, there you go. Apple finally getting a little creative. I never heard of a wearable pin before, but I think that would be pretty cool. So we'll have to wait to see what winds up happening. I'm not trading the news per se. It's not like I'm punching longer when I hear wearable pin or anything. But you know, we're already long Apple. The stories are coming out. I don't know, what is this from the information? Like I don't know how this individual gets this information, but so far so good there to the upside for Apple. It seems like the market likes it. And you've seen, just by looking here, you see the volume has really started to pick up again. Why my zooming in is not really working, but there it is right there. So there's all the volume just pumping into Apple right now. So we did take advantage of a move down there. I don't know what happened to Intel, but Intel got right back to 90. And I was like, if I could right the wrong, we'll get out of a little bit. So we did get out of maybe 15%. There on that trade, so still stuck on Intel, unfortunately. But Apple's making me happy. It's kind of funny, like one winner, one loser on right here, and we know Intel is only because it's at these highs, man. I don't love this short rate here. Let's just try to hold on and see if we're right. But will Trump crash the market? I don't know.
It's a little late for that.
I mean, he could, you know. I mean, he doesn't do that on purpose. Like, he is definitely a guy that watches the stock market. You know, he always comments on it.
It's also earnings season right now. Like,
yeah, there's going to be so much you can't control.
Like someone, SNDK just went to $500, man. I think the shoe to drop for those names is going to be, like, it's going to be this earnings season going to be huge for some of these chip names. Like you saw Intel's reporting tomorrow with an 800 PE and trying to get down to 80 with like an 8 cents, right? So like 8 cents is what they're looking for. Like, what happens if they come out like 2? Intel's moped if they come out with a miss. Adara?
Yeah, I just wanted to say here with regards to what Sean was saying about Trump certainly watching the stock market. Like, he's even said multiple times that he has a really big issue with the fact that, in his opinion, the market will drop on good news and then move up on bad news. And he actually said today that he promises he will make the market move on good news, move higher rather on good news. So again, unclear how that's going to be implemented, but either way, I just wanted to touch on that because you just mentioned it, Sean. He is very much aware of what the markets are doing, and you're right, not something that he would intentionally cause to drop, that's for sure.
Well, someone tell him that that's positioning. That's just a lot of that's like the gamesmanship, right? Like it's when you think of especially in the first 30 minutes, the mechanics of how easy it is for the big firms to shake everybody the heck out, and then like the volume that they can put in to make a move to the downside and trigger stops and that kind of thing for it to reverse. Like it's, let's just say like when you're big enough, those people and those, I shouldn't say people, I should say those firms that are able to engage in that kind of a thing, it's just for them, relatively speaking, it's not that expensive. That's why you get these crazy reversals in the market. And you just have to try to like wait them out. Like yesterday, like eventually it was a short, and you know you just had to be patient with it. So I waited for SMR, which, hey, again, it's getting a bounce because everything seems to be bouncing. And here, nothing was specifically said outside of this morning on Trump. He didn't go all in, essentially criticizing wind and some of the moves that have been made in Europe and saying nuclear power is important, blah, blah, blah. Reverse the entire move. Since we just had that Trump bounce, it held here, which gave a trend line that can now break, which it just did. VWAP's only at 80s, so I'm in at evens, $20, and I'm gonna play to 80s, and then if it breaks VWAP, like it's a pretty hefty gap if it breaks the volume weighted average price. Like maybe I can reload it, but either way, like 1950 would be a reasonable target. KHC does not seem to care. It's just doing its own thing. It doesn't really care what's happening to the market. It came into VWAP once. I'm still bidding, looking for the lows. That seems to be just sliding back in to said downside. And let us know what other names you guys are watching in here. We're trying to cover and look at everything that we can. Just one note. If you look at like, I know this is not the VIX. This is UVXY. Absolutely, just 14% down UVXY. It'll be the same basic percentage move on the VIX, but it's starting to catch a bid. This works its way back into some of these lows. And yeah, we didn't get to that 25 on the VIX after all. Kind of stalled out at the 20 marker. Let's go, I believe, now to see it.
Thank you so much. So let's quickly go over a few numbers here before we dive into headlines. MBA mortgage, the 30-year rate came out at 7 a.m. today, which currently the number stands at 6.16%, previous at 6.18%. Pending home sales month over month actual number came out negative 9.3%, and the pending home sales year over year number came out negative 3%. Let's head over to headlines for today. So, U.S. President Donald Trump says that he has reached the Greenland deal framework with NATO. U.S. President and NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte have formed the framework of a future deal with respect to Greenland. As said, the market did quickly react to President calling off the European tariffs as well as we know it. On my screen, there is also exact wordings of what U.S. President Donald Trump said to confirm the statement. Moving on to Amazon, well, not fully Amazon. Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin has launched an internet service. Blue Origin is launching a satellite internet network for enterprise data center and government customers called TerraWave, and the company aims to begin deploying the first of 5,408 satellites in the fourth quarter of 2027. The company said that it will provide data speeds of up to 6 terabytes per second from satellites positioned in low Earth orbit and medium Earth orbit regions of space that are between 100 miles and 21,000 miles from Earth's surface. Moving on to Meta. Meta will be rolling out Thread ads globally as of next week. Wall Street analysts are also saying that Threads will become a significant revenue driver for Meta as the company has started to monetize the platform. Meta said that the full launch will be gradual and potentially take a few months to roll out. The social media company also tried and tested these ads on Threads with users in the United States and in Japan as of last January. And that's all I have for news. Back to the guys.
I was putting, you and I just heard the same thing there.
You put it in the chat?
Well, I put it in the chat. He's going to be on CNBC soon.
I was going to type
we don't want anybody to leave here, but I'm just letting people know that he's, yes.
Sorry, just about that, because I'd like to rant to someone about this. He was supposed to be on CNBC according to the schedule, like the White House schedule, at 1 p.m. And then CNBC said 2 p.m. And then now we don't know. It is also funny because the White House schedule spelt Joe Kernan's name wrong, which is also like kind of odd because that's the man who's going to be interviewing Trump. Either way, lots of interesting caveats there. But Joe Kernan, Kernen, will be interviewing Trump at some point this afternoon, it sounds like.
Okay, well, Joe Kernan is a big Trump supporter, so that should be
that was
good,
not intentional.
there. No, we'll see. So yeah, stay here. Adair will have all of the breaking news for you as it goes, and much better. Like, you know, let us show you the levels and everything of all these stocks. I mean, I'm not sure what exactly. You know, he's going to be talking about Greenland right here. We're hearing in our ear that, you know, this Greenland, the minister of Greenland, and I apologize, I'm not sure, Maria Stenergaard, Swedish foreign minister, says that this is great. He's backed away against the tariffs. Here, if I can find some of the stories. But I just think that this is just great news overall for that region. So here we go. This is from Denmark themselves. So here he comes. Yeah. Denmark foreign minister. If this is what's happening today, means we can return to more normal channels. Then that's what's been said on True Social. Then that's good. So I guess Trump is kind of like tweeting. Here's another one right here. Trump outlines Greenland deal as everything that we need right there. So this to me is really funny because it feels like Trump is like going to True Social before talking to ministers. You know, it's like the guy in Greenland's like, oh man, I wish something could get done. Wait a second, it just did. You know, so, but anyways, we're just having some fun.
Either way, positive news. Yeah. Also keep in mind, the U.S. had a far larger presence 10, 15, 20 years ago in Greenland. Like they've been reducing military presence for years. So the ability, they could just go back to what they were before and that would be considered a win. That's what you have to imagine it won't be that big of a deal. So I think it's fantastic, especially some of the European names that were under pressure. Let's go back. Is that to Adara again?
I believe so.
Update?
It is to me, guys. There are just a couple of things I wanted to mention. So for one, I am seeing comments from Trump about this deal coming through, though it does not seem to be in the CNBC interview because their official page for this interview isn't up. So, I mean, what he's saying here is that the Greenland deal outlines match everything that he wanted and that it's apparently going to be a framework for a longer term deal. The other thing I wanted to say, though, with regards to Trump posting things on True Social and whether, with regards to before even talking to ministers, right? I just wanted to mention this because I think it's an interesting point that Sean had made. This was a huge crux of the Supreme Court arguments today with Lisa Cook and her dismissal. The idea that does that count as notice, posting on Truth Social and, basically doing a termination letter via Truth Social. So I think this whole issue of announcing things at Truth Social, this is probably not the last time that we're going to be hearing about it. Just a quick food for thought there. Back to you.
That's nothing new. I'm kind of curious. Maybe DJT be moving on that one. Who knows?
No, I mean, who screwed that all up was the richest man in the world. You know, when Elon Musk said bought deal there he tweeted it out, something like the Saudis had bought Tesla or something for $4.20 a share or whatever it was. And then it was like
finance secured,
whatever it was. Yeah, finance secured there for whatever it was, and it was like, haha, just joking. That's not what it was. And so then they started to say, okay, remember he got banned, he got like booted off of Twitter for a while, and they were like investigating him for all that kind of stuff. So I don't think you should be allowed to do only reason is it could get hacked. Like that's it. Like what if someone hacks into Trump's account and then tweets or truths out like, screw you, China, or something?
I know you remember this because this effectively,
the bombs.
For anybody that doesn't know, it was like a month or it was weeks after the unfortunate Boston Marathon bombing. Like people were on edge, the market was on edge, all that kind of stuff.
It's freezing.
And then AP's Twitter account got hacked, and a story came out on AP's official Twitter account that there had been an explosion at the White House. And believe me when I tell you, we were sitting on the desk, like not here, but like on the trading desk, and like the futures just started to flash crash because everyone was reacting to that tweet. Now eventually it recovered, but it's a legitimate concern at the end of the day. You're right. I can actually.
Is it freezing in here right now?
No, I can feel like some of the cold air is like blowing on me. I got my sweater on, so I'm kind of good.
Brendan's probably got on his Finance Bros vest, so he's all
I might
good.
have to go get
mine. I'm gonna have to go get mine. Brendan, HVAC specialist, is doing some work over there right now. You went to the wrong camera over there, man. If you had the other one, you would have had Brendan.
Well, we have so many cameras, you can capture just about everything. Can't jack anything around here.
All right.
Although I haven't had the opportunity to get up and get those chocolates. But
there's chocolates? Oh, the lavender ones.
having
Nah,
the
I don't
lavender
think they're
chocolate.
around here. I think Sia. I don't think Sia is.
I believe Sia when she says the lavender chocolates are still here. Why would?
Sia, where's the location of the lavender chocolates?
So the location of the lavender chocolates, I can see it right now. Well, I can't see the chocolates, but I left them.
Exactly. So
One sec, Sean. I promise you, I left them right on that big desk where all the equipment is.
I don't see them.
I haven't been here for a while. You know, people can be.
I believe you. I believe you left. I believe you left them there.
I don't think you believe me, so I'm gonna get you a makeup chocolate.
walk past
whenever-
No. Forget about the makeup chocolate. They might still be over there. It is a little bit of a mess over there, which we better get that cleaned up ASAP, if you know what I'm saying. All right, no, I'm just playing around. It was that one day that I wasn't here. I came in late, and then, you know, you guys are mowing down on chocolates over there.
Mowing down on chocolates necessarily.
You're always mowing.
I might have had a couple. I didn't mow down on chocolates.
All right, so.
I'll show you mow down on chocolate one day if you want.
Yeah. Ramin has the turtles over there. I know that. Those might be gone by now. I should have took some of those. All right, let's go back. Was that a call for somebody, or are we? Then let's go back to Miss A.
The CNBC interview with Joe Kernan and U.S. President Donald Trump is live. Of course, he's asking questions about Greenland. We're not really getting tons of answers about Greenland from Trump, though he did say that he'll explain it down the line and it will involve the Golden Dome. So again, keep an eye here on the market. Just so you guys know, I will fully be covering this for you. I'm listening to it right now. Trump is saying that he's going to be explaining the deals later, or the details of the deal later, but it's a concept of a deal right now on Greenland. Back to you.
Yeah, Jersey Mike's is way better than Subway, in my opinion.
Never had it.
You never had Jersey Mike's?
No, legitimately, I've never had Jersey Mike's.
I'm
only saying that because I went to go find the stream and like the YouTube ad on CNBC with the Jersey Mike's.
I'm looking over. I'm like, Jersey Mike's over there.
And Danny DeVito was on the Jersey Mike's ad.
Yeah, Danny DeVito hasn't done anything in a minute there. I liked his movie with Schwarzenegger. They're twins. That was a good one.
That was legit.
By the way, Apple go bye-bye right now. We're very light on this Apple trade. I don't have any more bids whatsoever, and I'm going to get out if we break this 50-period moving average, 249.50. I'm going to get out. I'm not going to wait for that bottom wick. I don't have that many shares anymore. If the market crashes in, we've got Intel, so we're all good on that one. So let's just change our Apple, and I'll throw it back to Neil. Let's go 248. Sorry, whoops. See, that's how you lose, because you put the wrong price. So 249.39, okay? 249.39 on sale. Do that, 100% out if that winds up cracking lower. So now I'll only have to worry about Intel. So that's that. All right, he just said he doesn't see them fighting with Denmark.
No fighting with Denmark. That's got to be also good.
Would it be a fight, though, really? I mean,
no, it wouldn't be a fight.
You know, hopefully.
I'm just saying, don't at me. Like, there's like 57,000 people there. It wouldn't be a fight. If you've ever seen the movie, what's it called? Not Here Come the Russians. The Russians Are Coming. Yeah, there's like, it's ain't gonna be a fight.
Is that a movie?
Yeah, it's a comedy. It's a very unserious but absolutely hilarious film. Russian submarine accidentally runs aground on a small like American island.
Okay.
And everybody freaks, even though like it's not a Russian invasion. Everybody on the island literally freaks out and just complete nonsense comedy.
So now Trump can focus on.
Oh, okay. Well.
Let's make some deals. Carney's willing to go. Carney has a great deal background. I mean, he's Bank of England there. Like, this guy knows everything about finance. He is one of the smartest guys in the room. Now, whether or not he's stubborn or not, we'll find out when those deals continue there with Donald Trump.
I think the interesting thing was going into, like, when Carney was elected, the overwhelming, I think, consensus was that he would have a much easier time.
Yeah, he was going to deal
finding a deal with President Trump. And that has turned out to not be true. Yeah, and I think that's where some of the, like, everyone here is like, but wasn't that part of what was supposed to be good with Carney? And we're still awaiting a deal. Just a quick update. SMR is actually trying to bounce off VWAP here. So it did get into the volume weighted average price, but this is a trend break that is not reverting very quickly. Like, it's very slowly sliding down. So I don't think I let it get back above break even. I'm just gonna throw a break even stop on that bad boy for sure. We'll see. And ultimately where this goes. That's right, Mr. Englewood. That's a 1966 movie, The Russians Are Coming. I guess it is that old. My dad, I watched it when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it in years, actually, as a matter of fact. I should rewatch that. I just remember it being absolutely hilarious. It's entirely possible that it doesn't hold up very well. Again, I watched it when I was probably, I don't know, like 11 or 12 years old. I do have a good memory of it. But yeah, comedy definitely ensued with that one. What's going on with Palantir?
Who makes B-2 bombers? Boeing?
B-2s?
I don't know. Trump just said they ordered more of them. I just heard it in my ear.
Or is that Lockheed? No.
No, I don't know. I mean,
Lockheed?
I don't know. Boeing's not. Here's Boeing chart right now. I mean, it's not going, so maybe it's not.
Well, it's one of three names, man. It's got to
Northrop?
be Northrop Grumman, Lockheed. It is Northrop. Yeah, it's Northrop Grumman.
NOC, is that what their symbol is? NOC?
Yeah, knock.
Yeah, there it goes. Okay, see, so if I was smarter about like doomsday devices here, I would have maybe looked at that, but here it is right now. The spread on Northrop Grumman, you know, about $1 there. So just, it's not really moving around that much right now. $660 name. I don't know, like that news. So whenever you see something like, all right, let me show you an example here. Like this is what happens when the Apple story hits, you know? Oh, by the way, we got stopped out. Fine by me, man. We definitely like that trade for Apple. We're positive on it, obviously. Good trade there on Apple. But this is what happens when the story is kind of has legs. And then we get stories so early, but you know, it doesn't look like Northrop Grumman's being like pushed right here. Apparently now he's being asked, I just heard it in my ear, he's talking about the Fed now, Trump. So Adara will have that news for us. I don't know if it really matters who Donald Trump picks for the Fed at this point.
He just said once again that he wants to keep Hassett where he is. So it really seems like he does not want Kevin Hassett here. That would heavily imply he's going to go with the other of the two Kevins, as he's called them, Kevin Warsh. But there is also Rick Reeder, apparently, which is like he works for BlackRock as the CIO. Apparently, he's actually also ascended the ranks, and he recently had his interview with the team. The other person in contention, though pretty low, I believe, on this ranking list would be Christopher Waller. Fed's Bowman is totally out, and Trump has repeatedly referred to the future Fed chair as a man. So unfortunately, Fed's Bowman likely not coming back there.
Okay, well, I think that the market will
pricing in.
Yeah, the market will no Jay Powell, only because, you know, the talk about Mr. Too Late, you know, all this kind of stuff. So I think that Trump, we've already talked about how much he loves talking the market and controlling the outcome of the market. So he's definitely going to be picking somebody that has a similar vein to where the S&P 500 needs to go during his.
No, that's wrong.
We'll show it on Couch.
No, that's the wrong one.
Okay, well, you know, just type it there.
I don't know why it's
It's probably late to adapt to it, right?
Yeah, so this is Kalshi. Maybe I should have gone to Polymarket.
It doesn't matter.
52%, Reader 25, Hassett all the way down at 8%, and you can kind of see like Warsh has been leading.
Is that all the money that's coming in on the left there?
Where?
Missed it right there.
Oh, this. Yeah, the volume.
People are betting.
Yeah,
no, 40, right there. All those bets coming in right now.
Yeah, you can see it. You can see it in real time.
What?
Coming in there.
That is crazy.
I think it's even more stuff if you create an account.
I'm a little more nervous now for DraftKings and all that kind of stuff, man. I mean, these guys are.
Oh my God! If they're not in this game,
these guys are like you immediately went to Kalshi.
Yeah,
you know, like this is a change of habits.
Think about it. Well, I've been using Polymarket too as well to find some of these like Polymarket I've been using for the odds of the Supreme Court.
Right.
It's the same thing. We can't.
For tariffs was a third chance that they overturn or rules in favor.
Rules in favor.
32% chance they rule in favor.
So they're expecting to rule against.
I thought they.
But any ruling against Trump, the president, in terms of tariffs, is going to be a mixed ruling. So it doesn't get that granular. So, like, it won't be all good or all bad. Ronaker said, "What about Palantir?" I don't know. Palantir just moved up with the market. I'm not sure what specific about Palantir we want to look at. It had a really bad day. We said this in the midday, low key, that this was one of the weaker stocks when crypto was falling. I didn't realize how bad this had gotten. But down a point here, not really participating in the euphoria all the way, but it bounced when everything else bounced. It might not be continuing, but the market is pulling in here. I just wonder if Palantir is. I still think Palantir is destined for the 200-period moving average. That's where you want to wait to pick this one up. All right, I got to reload in Kraft Heinz at VWAP, and I'm going to look for the exit on SMR. It's starting to come under VWAP. I'm looking for the opening range low, so like about $19.50 as we'll go to my left.
Yeah, PDS Biotechnology under the Nasdaq, PDSB. They are transforming how the immune system targets and fights cancer with initial focus on HPV-16 positive head and neck cancer. HPV-16 can cause head and neck cancer, and more people are facing these high-risk cancers than ever before. HPV-16 positive head and neck cancers are projected to become the most common type of head and neck cancer in the United States in just a few years. Please go learn more at pdsbiotech.com. pdsbiotech.com to learn more about this obviously important aspect. Yeah, look, I was just going to talk a little bit there about the Fed, but I don't, there's really nothing to do. He's saying we'll find out if Powell stays or not, basically. So, all right.
Rare, but it happened before. It's not like it's not unprecedented to stay on as governor.
I mean, I think Jerome Powell's in his 70s.
But it's just like, what do you, like, why? That's kind of the
some
thing.
people,
like, well, I don't know, man. Like, if you
look, my dad retired, he has no idea what to do with himself. So.
Well, if you're a CEO and you reach
crazy.
like the pinnacle, like sometimes you might stay on as like a board member or something, but you're not taking a job at the same company as the CFO after you've left the CEO.
Yeah, we did have some. Before we go over to Sia here, we did have some super chats that we wound up missing. So okay, let's show this up. This is one here. It's just $2, but whatever. Thank you, Nick Vendy, for this. You have 5K on Intel 54 puts expiring Friday, so you tagged me in this. Good luck. I mean, they have earnings.
That's the thing.
So do I like the play? Yes. I think it's gone absolutely parabolic. And without earnings, I think that's great. But Friday's 2 days away. So, like, I didn't think yesterday's move was going to hold, and then it went another 11% today. The good thing about puts are you're either going to expire out of the money or hopefully make a bunch of them. So you don't really have to worry too much about price. Just react to what happens. Remember, we've had a great earnings call, a great earnings reports, and the stocks have gone down.
Exactly.
So you don't know where that's going to go. And then right here, here we go, Brendan. This one for you, my guy. Shout out to Easy Peasy right here. He made 2.5K there. Brendan, he liked your ASTS video. Sean Style, long and short day trader, chicken dinner. I guess that means Neil Stink bids there for the IRA. So everybody join him in the new year. We want to thank Easy Peasy. What he's doing is he's putting 0.2% of his daily net into a super chat. So we want to thank you for that. You know what I'm going to say, Easy Peasy? How about this? How about every time you make a little bit of money, put 2 memberships.
Yeah, give to the crowd. Give back to the.
You know, because the $5 is great. It goes to help out, but we can help the community if we do a membership's $5. So I know it might not be your 2%, but maybe you could do it for, anyways, just an idea. I thought the membership.
If it ever evens out to that, then just, the memberships I think is a great way.
Yeah, we actually got a note today from somebody that subscribed to the memberships and said that they're already loving it.
Yes.
So I'm
loving it.
We're loving that we have Adara back there because if anything ever happens, we just say, what's up to Adara? And right now, I'm going to say the same thing. What's up, Adara?
Sorry. Adara will come on later. See you for now. We're going to talk about the Russell. The Russell is currently up 2%. And here are a couple of individual tickers that I do want to discuss. Before we move on to that, super green flashy in the Russell and the maps today. Yes, there is a little bit of red in electric tech, in tech services, but I really like what I'm seeing. So I'm going to move on to, as we spoke earlier with Sharif today, LMND, Lemonade, up almost 8% after Tesla's announcement of the autonomous car insurance that it will be beginning in Arizona. And Tesla will be one of the first people they'll be trying with, the companies. So we're also going to take a look at Rambus, RMBS, up 14.5%. Rambus reported an EPS of $0.44, missing the forecasted $0.63, which represents a surprise of negative 30.16%. Despite the earnings miss, the company shares have risen, indicating a positive, investor sentiment regarding its revenue performance. And additionally, Evercore ISI raised its price target for Rambus to $126 from $114, maintaining an outperform rating. And just to wrap it up, Kratos Defense, I remember I brought this up a week ago or so. Kratos Defense and Security Solutions are currently down 7.2%. Nothing major to report on this. Back to the guys. Sorry, back to Adara.
I have a couple pieces of news I want to mention. Then I want to talk about Trump's comments on the Fed chair position because they're pretty interesting. Both of these pieces of news involve Trump. Trump talking here to CNBC's Joe Kernan about his decision basically to keep these companies out of the housing market from buying these houses for single-family homes, just saying it just makes sense. He also said that the U.S. will be selling Venezuelan oil and market prices and keeping a portion. So keep an eye on home builders and house-related stocks. Keep an eye on oil. Looks like this interview actually just ended, so the interview has concluded. But one of the more interesting portions of the interview, and actually maybe one of the things that was spoken about the most beyond Greenland, was who's going to be the next Fed chair. There are 4 final contenders. One of them is Kevin Hassett, but again, Trump has said now at least twice that he'd rather keep Kevin Hassett in his current job as White House economic advisor, in part because Kevin Hassett's good at talking and Trump doesn't think the Fed chair should be talking that much. So that's part of, and this is coming from him directly. But we do have 3 other valid contenders. Trump basically said he's very comfortable with any of these 3. Kevin Warsh, Rick Reeder, and last but not least, Christopher Waller, Fed's Waller. So there are 3 viable contenders. Trump said that he's still comfortable with all 3. He said that he's down to 3 or maybe 2, but he has one in his mind, quote unquote. So it looks like he already kind of knows who he wants to pick. It's unclear who of these 3 that will be, but just keep an eye here. I guess we'll have to find out more. Now, with regards to if Fed Chair Powell happens to stay on the board as a Fed governor, he said that if Powell doesn't leave the Fed, quote, his life won't be very happy. So Trump's still going after Mr. Too Late, as he calls him. Back to you.
So if I was Trump, I would pick Rick Rude, like he just said there. Rick, I mean,
ravishing
Rick Rude would be an awesome. And for all of you that don't know, just Google Rick Rude and WWF, not WWE, and you will see all about the 1990s star that is ravishing Rick.
He didn't start
Rude.
in the 80s?
He might have started in the 80s. I have no idea. But Mr. Too Late, we're not too late. We're dead on right now as there goes Intel, man. And we said that we were sitting here, waiting for this to happen. We were reloaded. This stock is now easily my #1 stock of the year. Now we're only 21 days in, but so far so good here on this trading today. We got stopped out one time right there when it broke 54 the first time. We had some double tops, so on and so forth, triple tops, and there goes Intel right into 50s. I'm bidding 51. Let's just put that exact same shares here at 56, get some out there, pull our 51s, and then take that. And now we'll see if we, make a new low here. Not a new low, but if we can get to the 200 period, that'd be good, into this area. So 53.40 is kind of the top zone where we sort of shorted right there. We'll see if it has memory and wants to come back in. 53.40s right now for Intel on a big reload. Like we were waiting for this price. When it came up here, I was doing it. And I said, this is what we're doing. So there it goes. Nice move there. And what a good out for Apple. And Neil and I said this, man. I mean, the last time there was news, something about Siri and Google, or it was Gemini, right? It wasn't Chat, it was Gemini.
Yep.
And, it had a great reaction, and then it did this. So we're able to, and it's a good thing, because I was going to change my stop to right here, but we did get out once we were able to clear out the top there, and we did not make new highs, and we could start to see sort of the flip of the momentum. That's why we have the 50-period moving average, right? So the minute that breaks, we're able to get out of it. But oh boy, man, great trade on Intel for me. Keeps on going lower. It's 330 now. I don't know if I'm going to be doing too much else, but it's funny because I said to Neil, how much did the Nasdaq go down yesterday? It was 2. It was up 2. So we've already given back a decent amount right there on the Nasdaq. So I'm kind of thinking like tomorrow's going to be bad. I don't know.
Close at the highs. We're not sustaining. We're not sustaining any buying, and that's sort of the problem. Like I always care way more about late money than early money in the markets, and that's been true from time. Like I want to see people that are buying at the close. If people aren't buying at the close, and it's overall like we just keep getting these massive pullbacks, then it's hard to be overly bullish when you come in the next day. That said, this is. All right, trail is going to go, no, I'm not going to trail it. This is where I see the bid. This time I'm just going to punch out. I was about to I'll put the trail at the prior bar high and that nonsense, but my target was down in the 19.5. So the second I saw someone jumping on the bid, I'm just going to jump out of SMR. And again, I still feel like I don't want to get too far removed from what I think could still happen at SMR. This has been challenging a bigger level breakout the last little bit. It's right at the 50 period. You can see how tight the range has gotten on the daily chart for SMR. Did want it for the breakout, and obviously it ends up being a short here, but I think there's a good breakout play above $21 on this stock. It just needs to get there. So we'll put that one on the back burner for tomorrow, maybe try it again. Still lots of time. I'll double check when these guys report. Certainly not anytime soon. They're not this week, I know that much. But maybe that's what's going to have to happen. Maybe we need a catalyst beyond the president just sort of saying, hey, we like nuclear. Well, that's nice. These guys need to make a deal, make a breakthrough, do something like that. Then we can break this $21 level, and I think it can fly. But for now, we'll jump out of the short. Still the same kind of baseline barcode action off VWAP on KHC. It either breaks VWAP or it doesn't at this point for myself. Early looks, pretty clean in terms of being a nothing burger. We see BMNR every single day, it never matters. We see Enbridge every day and TRP. Those tend not to matter either. So nothing big. I mean, LUV, Southwest is going to be there on a day where they didn't report. Rig, Sorrow. Yeah, pretty quiet on the imbalances, but we'll see at 350 if anything speaks to us on the locator. No expected big index actions today.
Okay, nothing expected, okay. I did want to say this. I'm going to give you a credit because you became a member, but as a Packer fan, you know, Ditka's mustache. I mean, I think that's a great, an absolutely great name. And I do want to remind everybody that this is the smartest, one of the smartest individuals in the chat, despite his affinity for the Bears. Because you know what? If you guys just hit join, we've done this earlier. This is what we're talking about for $4.99 a month. I mean, I was looking at it. Did I close it? No, I did not. Here it is right here. So I have this open all day. All right. So this is 14 pages. This is Netflix, all the stuff about Netflix today, right? Like their beat, everything to talk about, market reaction, trader takeaway. You're a gold trader. Here's news, geopolitical forecasts for 2026, trader takeaway sentiment, everything considerations. Here's Nat Gas exploding today. CME had a record day for Nat Gas contracts, I just heard. So there it goes, man. There's the reason why. Arctic blast. Okay, that's happening right now. Tesla, here's all the talk on Tesla. And you get all of this. It is 14 pages, man. Of data, and you get that every single day as a premium member, and it's just $5 a month. So I just wanted to say, like, you guys can be part of this, hit the join, get it. And this is the same sort of pitch I gave everybody in the morning. It's just, if for $5, become a member, and then just either send us the feedback, let us know in the chat. Anybody that's already a member in the chat, let us know what you think of it. But for $5 a month, man, it's a cost of a cup of coffee. I think it's worth it, and I would just say, why not? You know, give it a shot. It's basically a free trial, you know. Hit join, pay the $5, get involved. If you don't like it, you don't like it, but it gives you that little piece of reading, you know, look smarter than the guy next to you, read that, and you'll have all the information. And, you know, like what I like to do is when...
Not trading blind.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like when Adara says a story and I know, okay, Intel, you know, I know we've talked about that today. So I go into the note and I can see some potential key things. And there it is, man. Wow. It's coming in right now. There's 4 new members right there. I want to say a big thank you to Sarah Burdett. Okay. Wow. Here we go, guys. More members coming in. 77 Blue Phoenix. Thank you so much. Glix Core. $5, man. I might just sponsor this whole thing anyways. What's up to DBH there? What's up to John Roberts? Neil, your brother, man, or, you know, one of those right there. What's up to John Roberts over there? And then obviously...
Cousin probably.
Dick, yeah, maybe cousin, maybe long lost, I don't know. But shout out to everybody that's become a member. Keep your comments in the chat. Let us know what you think of that. And I'm telling you, man, you're not going to say, wow, I can't believe I spent $5 on that. Like,
and I would say... we really appreciate the feedback because one of the things that we always do around here is look to improve. And if there's, maybe you could add this or that. You heard Sharif talk about it in the midday when he's putting it together. Always looking for things that can be added. Maybe a little bit more technical analysis, some more key levels, maybe some charts.
Anthony Baker, thank you.
As we try to get a little bit better. So more coming in there.
Mr. Ducats.
JGC. I love the Ducats.
He's got the Ducats.
I would love to be able to show that in our little, I know Fabian's working on it. That's something we've discussed.
Yeah.
To put it on screen when we get the new memberships out there. So thank you very much, everybody. And we got a super chat from Easy Peasy again. Another one.
What's up, Easy?
I'm inside chart all day or work. How do you do the membership? Well, we just showed it, I think. Or you want the
gift? He likes that.
Gifting the membership, you mean?
Yes.
Yes.
Easy.
Trading research.
I have no idea how that works.
We've never, I don't know how the gifting works either, to be honest with you.
I think we could probably just ask Gemini. Gemini would have the answer, right? It's a Google product.
It's a Google product.
We can ask them. Easy peasy. If you did that, man, honestly, mad respect to you, because I didn't mean to say like you have to spend more money or anything like that. I was just thinking, you know, to share the love in the community, let's get some memberships out there. But, you know, thank you. I really appreciate that. And like you just super chatted $10, man. So that's like perfect. Like that's what I was saying. I'd give it right back to everybody if I could. So I want to thank you for doing that. I want everybody to have as much information there as possible. Yeah. Like $5 a month, it just creates an overall better, you know, vibe for everybody. So I want to look at these members.
By the way, there is a step-by-step. Just go into.
Someone just did it, man. Right there.
It's
so
super easy.
There it is. Thank you so much to
Wildcard.
Wicked Chunky Slayin. What's up? There it is, man. 5 gifted memberships. We want to say thank you to Salty Nanny. There it is. There he goes. Easy peasy. He figured it out. My guy figured it out. That's a chicken dinner winner.
Looking sharp, easy peasy.
Yeah, man, looking sharp. What is this guy? This guy, real
suit in the
there.
picture.
Look what I'm wearing over here. All right, Salty Nanny, we want to say thank you. Kabir Mose, thank you so much for that. Running Man, don't run too far, but it's good exercise. If you're running around outside today, make sure you got boots on. What's up to John as well? I wish I could see all these. KKC is here as well. Thank you so much. Adrian Mandra, thank you so much for becoming a member. The Laura Feek, thank you so much. I'm going to screw these all up, man. I mean, Anko Masad, thank you so much as well. Wow, that's like 30 or so memberships right there. We want to really say thank you to everybody for that.
And all you have to do is click the join button.
Yeah, thank you to Sharif for putting that together. There is a lot involved in doing that, so we want to say thank you to Sharif.
And we're looking at more. We're always looking at what else we can do. Just keep that in mind. We're always looking at what else we can do. Fantastic. It's all about community. We have the absolute best community out there. I don't care what anybody says, and no one's ever contradicted it either. Really appreciate you, easy peasy. And then we have RSQ. RSQ1 Boss. Rescue One Boss?
Yes, good one. Another 5 memberships.
Another 5 gifted memberships. So appreciate you as well. I don't know. I'm just calling you Rescue One Boss. Maybe that's a cool license plate. For sure. Appreciate you. And look at the chat. Go absolutely fire. Look, Robin, if you want a membership, just hit that join as well. And Mike, we have the best teachers out there. No questions asked. Everybody in our community has done a fantastic job. And, you know, we just want to shout out the love the best that we can for all the guys out there. Every time this TV here is like, it's weirding me out every time I look at the program monitor. I'm like, why are we seeing ourselves here? Off screen, everybody. But back to just very quickly, if we can come back to the market, I'm thinking there's one last potential trade for me. If we fail VWAP on SMR, I'm going to reload this one, but that's about it. Unless there's some kind of an imbalance trade. But this is starting to pull back off of VWAP. And speaking about our great community and the benefits of the show, one of those is segments like Sector Watch with Sia.
Thank you so much. We're going to quickly take a look at the market right now. Nvidia is trading at positive 3.36%. There's been some reports that it has increased the price of its graphic processing units, GPUs and VRAM that it sells to graphic card manufacturers. Nvidia has not fully confirmed this, but there's an insider report that they'll be notified of GPU makers of a price increase for these bundles on January 16th. Microsoft as well has identified, as of January 17th, had identified certain issues upon installing the 2026 Windows security update. The company reported in a report on 17th of January, but also today, there have been some 365 issues and bugs. That's why the company is trading negative 2.56%. Micron, as we know it, currently trading positive 5.78%, is buying the Taiwanese chip making site for $1.8 billion. And Apple is also performing good today, just like a positive 0.65%, but could potentially be a reason or not, no clue, but I'm just going to tell you either way that it has revealed its first look of season 5 of the globally acclaimed hit space drama For All Mankind on Apple TV. And it returns for its 5th season on Friday. So never know what could be causing the markets to rise, but yeah, that's all. Back to the guys.
The first reference to that For All Mankind show. I thought I was the only person that liked that show. Apple TV does some fantastic content. Kyle, is that Keel? Oh, Keel. Sorry, Keel. $2 super chat for Tesla. No comment, just Tesla and Palantir. I don't know what you want me to say about Tesla. Ramp with the market. still somewhat in the penalty box, but you know what? Last time I checked, it was above our good friend $420. So effectively, it bounced off 420 this morning. And not effectively, I'm not making it up. This is pretty much exact, right at midday, it bounced off $420 almost exactly. It's always a thing with Tesla, that 420. So you can say whatever you want about it, but psychologically, you could do worse for bounce levels. Palantir, yeah, Palantir, I still think Palantir is in a bit of a backslide here, and we're looking for it to retest the 200-period moving average. This thing hasn't even sniffed it in ever. Like, it's such a long time we take the 4 out of it. Which is all the way back. It's probably somewhere down here. I don't know why it's, oh yeah, because it went to the Nasdaq. So it hasn't been, yeah, we don't have enough dates on there. No, it's probably going to get to that 160 in my opinion. So I like Tesla off that 420. It confirmed it today. Someone asked me yesterday in the afternoon how confident was I that it was going to bounce yesterday at 420. I wasn't very much, just the way the market was going. Today it looks like a different story. Now we got something to work with on Tesla, which I like to see. 5 minutes till the imbalances come in. Last one for me is going to be just SMR off VWAP. We'll see if it just pulls right back into where it was when we got out the first time, just the 19.5. So we're in at 75s. Instead of the $0.50, we're looking for the quarter this time through. And I'll give you the early look again. Probably nothing changed. Yeah, nothing changed. Nothing on the imbalance located. We don't hesitate to show it. You never really know when there's going to be something big. You saw with Walmart on Friday how crazy that went when it was tens of millions of that imbalance. Went absolutely ham, and traders had fantastic opportunity there. I know a few people even banked from it. So you don't know what's going to hit at 350, but we're not expecting anything like that. And I see nothing really cropping up that looks as exciting as what we saw on Friday.
Yeah, 345 right now. I mean, I'm still kind of stuck in my trade here. I'm not stuck by any stretch, but it's just sitting here in Intel. You know, it's stuck. So we still have our stop upside there. Let's check in on Netflix. I mean, they had a big report last night. We were all getting hyped up for it. And again, like, I can't say enough to all the members that have just joined, man. I mean, we had, like we have at least three or four gifted 5 memberships here, right? So, you know, Rob, thank you so much. Thank you so much to L20 Nardi there. Thank you so much to Anthony Baker. Everybody that's been part of this. 5 memberships from Do the Wave Positivity. I think all of you are going to grab this and you're going to absolutely love. There you go. Here's 15 right there, plus an extra one. Thank you so much. Who was this? Did I get you? Oh, Anthony Baker. I remember that. I did. Marcus. Thank you so much to Marcus. Nisan. And Cynthia. I mean, you know, the support that you guys continue to give the show and everything like that is something special for us. So, again, a big thank you to everybody for all of that. And wow, Netflix has really made
JP as well. JP Brennan with super chat just now.
Yeah.
Remember, if you don't
Anybody.
put a text in the super chat, then we can't really bring it up on the screen. Like we can always show it and show you love, JP Brennan. But if you just put anything, like put a stock or a yay team, it doesn't really matter. We'll be able to put it up on screen so we can just be chatting here and then it flashes for everybody to see. Just want to give you that love. But you're mentioning Netflix. Still disappointing in some regard for Netflix, but it's ended up closing pretty well here. Sort of.
Yeah, I don't mind Netflix here, up to $85. I'm really thinking, thank you again, man. Ad Sally and Jeff Jones Jr., thank you for the new memberships. I'm going to miss people, so I'm going to feel bad, but thank you so much to everybody for doing that, man. But yeah, I think Netflix here it came into the area where we thought there was potential buy spot, right? And I mean, it hit there last night. And it's been good, right? We actually got some more intel. We just got some more out there. But if you go here through the daily chart of Intel and you just have a quick look, man, I mean, I don't think there was any surprise really where it wound up bouncing off of. We said that, you know, that does have some kind of price memory. And, you know, last time we were down here, that's 83, that's 83. I mean, it got to 81 and change or 80 and change, 80, 50, I believe, in the pre-market. But at the end of the day, it's bouncing off of a level that is suspected to bounce off of. So we'll just see if that love continues tomorrow on Netflix. I mean, I always think there's a 3-day situation right there as well. Thank you so much to Keel253. He bought himself a membership and gifted one more. So that's what it's all about. You know, keep that coming and let us know tomorrow what you do think of all of that. So
and anybody, if you're in the chat, you're all benefiting from it. I just saw Marcus Marcus just grabbed and got that membership. So if you're not even in the chat right now and you're just listening to us and you want to get gifted these memberships that are coming in, you got to be in the chat. You actually have to hit the subscribe, jump into the chat, and then you can give and you can receive. Make sure you enable gifts, and then you can be part of all the love. And for everyone out there, we're going to go right back to the desk to Sia. What do you have?
Yeah.
Thank you so much. So President Trump's renewed tariff warnings against Europe over Greenland have sparked a sell America trade, lifting the euro 0.15% to $1.17 while pressuring the dollar against the Swiss franc and yen. Also going to take a look at the Japanese yen. Japan's Prime Minister Takaichi called snap elections that will dissolve the lower house as of the 23rd of January and will push voters to polls on February 8th. Pushing fiscal earning and sending our 40-year bond yield to a record 4.215%. This is also weakening the yen to a near historic low of 199 versus the Swiss franc, and the Bank of Japan holds steady rates ahead of Friday's meeting. Also going to take a quick look at the Chinese yuan. Hit 7.4 per dollar after Surprise People Bank of China. The dollar also steadied versus the yen, but is facing current tests from upcoming U.S. PCE data and Fed comments. Also, another thing to note is that Indonesia's rupiah, sorry for that, tumbled 5% in 5 months as Bank of Indonesia held rates at 4.75 amid trade crisis. That's all. Back to the guys.
All right. Thanks for that. See you there. Thank you again for everybody with the memberships, man. I can't. John, thank you so much, John. That's really nice of you. And then someone with the Tesla logo. Darth Z Trader with a membership and then a gift as well. Thank you to Vizbot one more time for another gift. It really does mean a lot to us, guys. All right, there's Nvidia with the sell. That's a nice move into 183.50. Big sell imbalance there. Big sell imbalance. I don't want to say big one because we've done 40 million shares, but 1.5 million for Apple as it's sending it lower. So there you go, man. And that's almost given back everything from their little chatbot news. Netflix, right? Not really going anywhere on that imbalance because it's done 1,110 today. So 1 million is not that much. Intel, Amazon, yeah, they're all sells, man. And it's funny because the TQs and the Nasdaq really isn't going down right there into these sells. There's Palantir as a sell as well. So there is some sell pressure here hitting the market. And, you know, Intel does almost stops me out there. It goes right up to 20s again. We were stopping out at 25. So I think we're just going to go a little bit of damage control, takes them out at 08. I'm not sure. I didn't see Intel on there. I'm not too worried about it. But the market is not really reacting well. Or Intel's not anyways. It's going high side while the market looks like it's trying to lose this bid a little bit. So yeah, let's be patient with Intel. Maybe it does come back in a little bit here. Positive day today, but could have been a lot better. We got blown out of this trade, which sucked right there. You know, our slippage on that was like 30 or 40 cents, right? So that was not the greatest on that. So we wound up losing just a tad bit more than we had hoped on that trade. So that could have been better. Other than that, man, Apple was a good trade today, and then the Qs is good. And I've already said that regardless of the outcome of what happens right now, Intel is going to be my best trade of the year so far. So we're happy with that. We'd like to end it with a win here, but that's going to have to break 54. Remember, our stop is 10 cents higher than this. If it happens, it happens, and that's what it is. So yeah, so far so good. Thanks for the day. I mean, it was so super exciting. More talk on Davos tomorrow, right, Adara? Like there's more leaders?
Davos is still going on.
Yeah.
There's still going to be more news.
Not only is it on tomorrow, guys, there's a new calendar for tomorrow. It'll be coming out, I think I scheduled it just after 6 p.m. today. It's going to be a lot lighter, though. I know my girl Eli Lilly is going to be there on Friday morning, but there's only like a couple public companies there on Friday. We also have Chris Wright, who is the current Department of Energy Secretary. He's going to be on, oddly enough, with Occidental tomorrow, but nothing, like that's the biggest name off the top of my head that I can think of. It's a lot of random companies. Again, it's not out publicly yet, but you guys will be able to see it very soon.
Well, also don't remember, tomorrow we're back. Yesterday we did it for Netflix. Tomorrow on Thursday after the close, we'll be doing it. I mean, there's a bunch of names out there, Freeport McMoran and Intel, obviously. There's a third one that's pretty decent, but those are the two. Selfishly, those are the two that I actually own that are reporting tomorrow. So we'll be more interested in that. But Intel, probably more at stake for Intel than Freeport, if we're being real about this. Like one stock has gone up 250% from the lows. now going into earnings. Actually, it's more than that. It's probably closer to like 260 or 270 at this rate. But obviously, there's a lot at stake for Intel. And a meager 8 cents per share is all they want tomorrow. That's all they need. 8 cents per share. So they can get an 80
cents. Oh, that's the expected EPS.
80 PE is what they're shooting for if they meet expectations. But with only 4 minutes to go, I don't think we're going to get all the way.
I don't think anything's happening.
This isn't moving any. This is talking about SMR. It doesn't seem to want to get back into the same low. Like you had basically gone so parabolic on that Trump Greenland headline. The initial pullback was going to be the best one. So the secondary one maybe only wants to go, instead of like 50 cents, maybe it'll go like 10 cents. And that's what we'll try to grab. I saw in the chat as well, we were having some discussion about like what's the reversion trade. And someone like Tesla in the chat there, congratulations if you like Tesla. It does pull back. Still pretty clean bounce off 420 when all is said and done. I'm not making it up. I just want to make sure everyone's like 420 almost on a dime multiple times here today.
Ugh.
Like this is exactly 420. Has to happen right after the lesson of the day when I'm like hunkering down on my lunch. That's the perfect
That's
time.
when it hits. Yeah.
No, that's when it just always seems like that when you're not at your desk going to the bathroom or just a little bit distracted.
Might get a little bit of a reversal here. Heading in 10 seconds. Okay, here we go. We're almost stopped out of Intel, which is completely, honestly, man, it's completely fine. We just got another piece out there of Intel at 5407. So, you know, we were sort of absorbing. There it goes. So there goes Intel. Obviously, on the flip, it goes to the upside right there. Bye-bye, Intel. We just got, again, stopped out at 23s. So that's good. That's basically where we wanted it. There goes Intel upside. Stopped out of that, but a good trade at the end of the day on INTC. So, yeah, man, all good over here. We'll just wait to see what's next for us into tomorrow, right? No point in taking on any more trades. Are we going to the desk for anything? No, okay. So Intel, there's the Intel buy. So, okay, like.
So it was a buy.
I don't know, it just showed up. No, it wasn't on there before. Just showing up now, so there was a lot of interest there. Intel's probably going to rip after this close, right? I mean, it's now taking out day's high. It's amazing that I was only short on Intel today, and it's like I was saying, it's one of my best trades. So Intel, we just getting stopped. We got stopped out twice, there and there again, early and late on the stop out, but took advantage of the intraday move on Intel. So far, so good here. And yeah, with only 4 minutes to go, yeah, my day is pretty much done. SNDK up another 11%.
Every time someone puts this in the chat, just like the moment is coming.
Take advantage of that.
This looks way too much like remember American? No, it was Abercrombie a little bit back. It was SMCI previously. It's getting real on SNDK. This is probably the stock which people are coming in thinking they're getting the back end of this every single day, and it's just not working out for them. But you know what? I'm just happy the day hasn't. I have not tried it yet, but it's coming. The short will happen on this stock. Whether or not it's going to be Micron reports too late, but you could have someone in space like a Western Digital. It could be their earnings in general. It could be a market turn. But when this starts to fade, it's going to be probably nasty, just given how far and fast it's gone. This was very different from yesterday. Yesterday it was like, yeah, you're not getting in unless you just punch the breakout at the open. This was like a rinse job at the open. Dropped 20 bucks and then just starts breaking back out. The dip buy is pretty much undefeated. Farm Trader said, I'm doing it for you. Well, you're shorting SNDK? No, I don't know if it's yet. $500 on this stock. Like, if we were talking about this at 250. Oh my goodness. Like this was the beginning of the year. This was the first, it was the first day of the year. This is doubled.
Micron's 400.
Yeah, but this is a straight double from literally January 2nd.
Yeah.
It was $240 something. It's straight up doubled SNDK. Nasty. Yeah, that's not gonna be nasty on the way back in.
No, not at all. Micron as well, man. Now 388, got as high as 394 today. And I remember thought we were being pretty fun, saying this might have been the top at 260. Yeah, right. See you later on that one. That was on their report, man. They had a good report. It was this day. They were sort of coming back into the 50-period moving average, and then it was just bang to the upside. So we'll see if Intel can repeat that tomorrow night. You know, I don't know, but just keeps on continuously moving higher here. The Nasdaq pretty flat into the close, but Micron, Netflix, a lot of these names. We'll check out on Rob.
These guys, by the way, they report end of the year, or it's the end of the month.
End of the month.
They're in 1 week. We get them next week, SNDK.
next week.
You know what hits the fan if these guys miss?
But I don't think they're going to miss, though. All right, see what I mean. Yeah, so right into here, man. What's red today? Palantir, Netflix, Oracle, Microsoft. What's this one down here? Oh, AppLovin, Broadcom. You know, as far as all these tech names, Micron, AMD up 8%. Like, you want to talk about craziness. Costco, another 2%. Eli Lilly, 4%. That's a good day for Eli Lilly. All the energy names up. We have a minute left right here. Caterpillar, Lam Research, AMAT. This is interesting, too, because AMAT, Lam Research, where's ASML's not on here, but, you know, all these names just continue to go upside. GV's interesting downside there. I thought that might have been a little bit better for them, but not today.
Nuclear turned around heavy today.
Yeah, we saw that, so we'll have to wait if that can get going again. Disappointing that JP Morgan, all these gray guys here, basically in the red, but it's Morgan, Citi, Capital One, good. That's a name that I'm in. That's a nice battle back. There was some talk today about more credit card. I think it was
Jamie Dimon said
that's what it was. It was Jamie Dimon.
He said if they go through with the
disaster,
limit, it would be a disaster for the economy.
Yeah, he wasn't feeling
disaster
that.
For credit. For like he said, 80% of Americans would be a disaster for. Was Jamie Dimon's comment.
Boy, a second, why?
But he's never
lowering the.
He's never pessimistic, Jamie Dimon.
I think that would be better. Wouldn't that be better for 80% of Americans? I don't know.
And the closing bell, which is coming up in just a few seconds, brought to you by 3D Capital. You can check them out by scanning that QR code you just saw in front of you. Want to shout out to them as the market is now closed. No major earnings tonight. Obviously, we had Netflix yesterday, and tomorrow we're going to get Intel. We get into it also next week. Yeah, we'll be doing. You're going to see a few more of that brand new. And I think fantastic format yesterday, and I think it went really, really well. We enjoyed it for sure. And shout out to everyone that stuck around. We're doing it again tomorrow, and then a couple times next week as we get some big ones.
I think I thought. Where's Fabian? I thought there was a real bell that we were supposed to be ringing soon, at some point.
You got a bell again?
Yeah, man, we have a bell again. I just don't know. I don't think it's set up yet. So people are. I saw someone say ban the bell, but what's up, Mike Peter Ryder? There is a real bell that we are going to, so if we ever get guests.
Is it the same one from before?
We could have Sia ring it. Or,
oh, there it is. It's the one from before.
Okay. Here it comes over my head right there. So it looks like you're just going to
throw something at it. I don't have anything that would.
What bell?
Well, you don't want to throw anything because you hit the screen.
All right, Fabian. What the? What was that?
What did you just pull out of the bell?
Oh, it's a new mallet. The mallet was up there. Okay, ring it, Fabian. Ring the bell, man. There we go. The market's now officially closed.
Yeah, it wasn't closed before.
Nope.
So you know.
401. So right there. Thank you, Fabian, for doing that. Oh, no, I think that must have been, that bag was in there so it doesn't keep banging back and forth.
Well, that makes sense.
It's like a sound barrier, I would imagine.
See, that's actually logical. Me, I didn't
smarter than I look, obviously.
Exactly.
Right there. Chilean Nightmare, man. You just saw him for the first time.
With the toque. He wears a toque every single day in here. It could be 30 degrees. It could be like 5 degrees. It doesn't really matter.
All right, the real bell is back. I'm making that announcement right now. We're going to ring the real bell at open. We're going to ring the real bell at close, or we're not. We're going to figure that out tomorrow.
No, we're ringing the bell. If we have a bell, we're ringing it.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking might as well do that.
I didn't know we had it
Why don't we just
back.
keep it there? Is that, what distance, is that like, am I going to run into that if I don't notice it? Like, how high?
Well, if Sia runs away.
Adair, go stand there. Go stand
If anyone's statistically likely to injure themselves on the bell, it's definitely me.
Yeah, because you're going back and forth. Yeah. Let me see. Maybe we can put up, oh, that is going to be head height.
High.
Oh, yeah, that, oh, boom. Okay.
No, you're fine.
Okay, Adair, let's
walk it.
Hard. I just know myself.
Go around.
Yeah. All right, we'll figure it out. Helmets, someone just said we need helmets. Maybe we'll do that. Yeah, let's put that up, because I know the way.
Put helmets on, we got problems.
Adair's very focused. Like, she goes back and forth in that hallway, and like, I could see, myself or Adair or somebody. Okay, let's put that move up there. Okay, thank you so much, man. It's 4:02. We had a great day. Tomorrow we're going to stay late for the Intel earnings.
Yes.
So get ready for that one. It's a pretty dangerous drive home. I know you're taking the TTC and
I gotta get a haircut
and you're gonna get a haircut a while.
Okay.
Yeah, hopefully you phone him or text him or whatever.
No, I won't message him.
It's pretty. It didn't stop snowing, I don't think, all day.
Oh,
so
seriously?
Yeah, so it's pretty good outside there. All right, man. Good day. We'll be talking
Maybe he
tomorrow.
messaged me.
We had a lot of news today, and I feel like it's going to be happening tomorrow as well there. Darren, what would you rate today out of 10 for news, like as far as stories? I'm going to say it's like a 9, 8.
In terms of like me being fully occupied with things going on, I would say I'm going to say a 9.5, and I think I only say that because like we had a lot of headlines later in the day, but also there was like a period from like basically 9:30 to like 1 where I could not leave the desk because somebody was talking about something, be it Trump or be it the Supreme Court. So I think with that, it gets a 9.5. But it was fun. I loved it. I'd do it again.
And the market loved it as well. And as you said, my barber literally messaged me. He's like, can you come another day? The weather is terrible here. So I'm glad I checked. GameStop.
Yeah, Ryan Cohen buying more GameStop shares. GameStop up 5%.
Yeah. It's like it was 5 years ago, almost to the week that the memes mess started.
Okay, well, good. That's good to know. Yeah, go watch Dumb Money. And be back with us tomorrow at 8 a.m. So for everybody here, thanks to Dara, Sia, Ramin, Fabian, Andre, some guy named Brendan, and
who?
What was that other guy's name? Sharif, that's what it was. Thank you to everybody.
Shout out to Obi.
Yeah, shout out to Obi, and shout out to Joe today. He's watching, and he'll feel better well, not feel better, he'll recover and be back in the desk ASAP. Oh, he's feeling great, but he'll be back in the desk ASAP. All right. I got to get out of here, and so do you guys. Ciao till tomorrow.
Peace.